or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barn Wooden Leather, South 14th in Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
This is Tom and Bock, coming at you live from Koppel Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Tom Stevens.
You know, we failed, but I thought it was a great effort. I thought that the plan was laid out perfectly.
Jake Bockoven.
I'm not sure I get my point across properly. I'm sure I don't do a good job of explaining what I mean.
Tom and Bock starts now.
What a beautiful morning. My hair is coiffed, my tie is tied, my gears are oiled. Time to check my inbox. Oh, look. I have received an email. It says it is from Gene Peck. Dear Sean, the Husker Power chant is mean. Mean is the opposite of nice. Please fix this situation. Sincerely, Gene Peck. Wow. She makes a good point. I have received all the evidence I need. From this point forward, there shall be no more Husker Power.
Reliving some of the memories.
That's better.
There you go.
The old iCourse 3000.
The iCourse 3. I forgot about the iCourse 3000. There's going to be some memories that we played during the show today that you recall. Obviously, I know it now, but I just hadn't thought about it in a while.
Yeah.
Sean iCourse. Gene Peck complained about the Husker Power chant because she thought it was mean when they did it, you know, basically.
Wasn't it? Was that her? Was it shaking her stadium, or was that somebody else that was upset about the stadium shaking?
I think she complained. She complained about the shaking of the stadium, I believe.
I think so.
I think you're right. But like when the opposing team was introduced, they would yell Husker Power, so it would drown out the PA.
That's right. Yeah,
that's what
she was.
She was upset about the PA. You couldn't hear the announcement of Michigan or Iowa or whatever it was. Man, forgot about Sean iCourse 3000. That's
great
good stuff.
Because that's what iCourse was. He didn't really. He spoke kind of like that.
He was like a robot. He was a complete robot. He was a drone, and that's I think Mark put that together as a lot of these bits.
Yeah, because he had that lawyer background, so he wouldn't say anything.
Yeah,
so he's just dry. That was perfect.
Gene Peck. I hope she's doing well. We're doing our last show today together, Bock. I don't know if you've heard, but this is our last show. This is it. I'm not going to work very hard. You just do it, and I'll just.
What's happening to us after the show? I'm just being informed.
But you're running the board, so I don't even get to do that today. We will have John Baylor on, one of my good friends in the entire world. Played a lot of golf together. He's also the voice of Husker volleyball. We'll look ahead to the new year. I think, Kayla Caffey has a decision to make. Nicklin Hames will make her decision. What will the starting six look like? Starting 6 to 8. I mean, obviously there's a rotation in volleyball, but we'll talk a little Husker volleyball with our buddy John Baylor. That'll be good. And he'll say some things that'll probably make me cry.
Our goal is to get you to cry, along with Happer already cried. So.
He didn't. He said he'd never cried on the radio before.
Yeah,
I mean, I've done it on the radio. I've been emotional at other jobs and even here. I think coming back after my second heart attack, I was pretty emotional, thanking the listeners. So I'm a big. I cry all the time. That's what I do.
Happy tears again.
Expect crying throughout the show from me. Mitch Sherman of The Athletic will be on our show as well a little bit later on, around 1:30. We'll do our picks of density as well. I still lead 66 to 62. I'm 66 and 62 on the year. You are 59 and 69 or somewhere around there. I think we went 5-5, and we may not have included that.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter.
Either way, you won. I lost.
It's not over, Bock.
I need you to lose you're behind 7 games.
We'll have 10 games, some from the NFL, some from college football and the bowl games. It was fun to see. I was kind of rooting for Oklahoma last night.
Oh yeah,
and they pulled it off. Had a 30-3 lead, and then escaped with what was it, 42 to 30 something. In the final, and they win the Alamo Bowl. And Bob Stoops wins his first game after retirement, coming back, and now he'll retire again.
Yeah, and just incredible if you're, if you watch Bob Stoops' career, to see him go back on that field. I remember back to his championship day when they beat Chris Winkie and that Florida State team 13-2 after, they had won the Heisman. Right. So, they weren't exactly favored going in that game. That was his second year at Oklahoma after a decade of just nothing from the Sooners.
That might have been one of his worst teams, too.
Yeah, it wasn't a particularly great team.
It wasn't a great team, and yet they just, Big Game Bob, that's kind of where he got the name. Big Game Bob managed to beat Florida State. Was it Florida State in the Orange Bowl to win?
One of my favorite games, like I said, 13-2. You know how I like my football.
Yeah, that's right. You like lousy football. That's
right.
You're very excited about Georgia, Michigan, even though I don't think that'll be lousy. It'd just be a low scoring, I think, defensive battle. It could be that type of game. I can't wait for tomorrow. Of course, 2:30 Alabama versus Cincinnati, and then later in the evening to get Michigan, Georgia. That's going to be a lot of fun. But there's a lot of football to talk about. We'll do our picks of density. We already did the Big Ten picks, so we'll include a bunch of those in our picks of density today. But it is a big show. It's also flashback day. We remember some of the great times we've had on the ticket, and obviously they're not over, but I'm just remembering some of my best memories of the last 10 years on the ticket. But back with more. Tom and Bock with Robin Washit coming up.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. This is Tom and Bock. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
A fairly pleasant seasonal Thursday on the way. We'll top out near 40. Sunny skies and a south-southwest wind at around 10 to 15. A low tonight of 20. We'll see a high of 33 tomorrow, but falling afternoon temperatures as our next storm system approaches. We have a winter storm watch already in effect for Friday night into Saturday. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. Sure. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Prescription opioids can be addictive and dangerous.
Opioid pain medication took everything that I had. Nothing mattered more than getting my fix. Knowing that it could have been prevented makes it worse. It just takes one.
Prescription opioids. It only takes a little to lose a lot. Developed by CDC.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, sewer and water underground repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. That's Select Plumbing at 402-560-6197.
This is your high school minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Rice. In the Boys Basketball Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament, Lincoln Northeast got a win over Lincoln Southwest in overtime, 65-61. Lincoln Pius X won over Lincoln North Star, 54-29, to advance to the championship. They will face off against Lincoln Northeast. Lincoln High would exit the tournament after losing to Fremont in overtime, 61-51. In the girls' side of the tournament, Fremont won over Lincoln Southwest with a strong shooting performance from beyond the arc with a final score of 69-42. Lincoln Pius X got a win in a close game over Lincoln East, 59-52. The Lincoln Pius girls will face off against Fremont in their final matchup of the tournament. In games outside of the tournament, Lincoln Lutheran won over Holdridge, 77-63, and the Lincoln Lutheran girls also won in their matchup, 34-21. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Back to Tom and Bock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jake Bachhoven just gave me some great advice during the break there. He said you have two options on your final show here today. You can, give out verbal hugs, wish everybody well, just show your love, or you could do something better than that. You could make a difference. You could stir the pot and then just leave.
That's right.
Call out everybody in Husker Athletics. That might be a fun show to do. I mean, I don't have to come back on Monday to defend any comments that I might make.
You don't have to answer to anybody anytime.
That's right. I could
stir the pot.
Stir the pot. So I think Rico's in. He thinks I should stir the pot. Bock wants that to happen.
I never said stir the pot. You don't have to answer on Monday, but we have to answer
right.
on
Oh,
Monday.
that's right. Well, that's none of my concern.
But you know what? I'm fine with it. Go ahead.
Give me some content. Stir it up, baby.
So, okay, I guess I'll open with Robin Washut of HuskerOnline.com. Is it time to fire Fred Hoiberg?
Let's go. Pull the pin on that grenade and just talk.
No, but is this a big year for him? I mean, what do they need to do this year?
Well, yeah. I mean, he said it himself before the season that this was a big year. I mean, kind of when they got here, year 3 was kind of the target year for when this thing was really supposed to take off. And, they had a roster with some actual returning experience and continuity, and they supplemented it with, one of the best on paper recruiting classes that this program has assembled in a while. So the stars all appeared to be aligned for Nebraska to take a significant step forward. And, here they are going into 2022 sub 500 again. And so, it's been underwhelming to say the least, disappointing, frustrating. And, people are starting to kind of wonder, will Fred actually be able to do it here? And I'm a little reluctant to go that far just yet, just kind of considering what the past 2 years have been. I mean, year 1 was basically just scrap it, get through with a bunch of mercenaries and try to follow the same Iowa State blueprint. And then, year 2 obviously was turned on its head with COVID, and Nebraska got kind of put through the ringer as much as anybody during that season. So that year kind of was what it was. So this is the first real year that you can evaluate and kind of be maybe overly critical of this team because, sure, there's been some stuff here and there that they've had to overcome, but this team should be significantly better than what they've been. And then you have to ask why they've struggled so much. Why is this team that was built on shooting one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the country? Why is offense such a problem? The defense and rebounding, that kind of is what it is, to be expected. But why is this team such a mess with the basketball, this far along, especially now that you have a roster that has, in some cases, almost 2 or 3 years of experience in this system. So we'll see what the back end of this schedule has in store. Sunday they're playing an Ohio State team that hasn't played a game since December 15th, and has hardly been able to practice over that span. So you get them at home. You're coming off a win. Maybe you hit 15 3-pointers the last time you played a game. Maybe that's setting up to pull off an upset, and that can get the ball rolling for a late season turnaround. But they got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of warts Nebraska needs to address, and it's only going to get increasingly more difficult every game they play the rest of the season. And we'll see what they're made of. And if this season ends the way that the last two did, then I think it's more than fair to start, really asking some questions about, whether Fred's plan is actually going to work at Nebraska and in the Big Ten Conference.
Yeah, and hopefully things get turned around. The dreaded maybe staff shakeup might happen, and usually that happens before a pretty hot burner year there. But when Nebraska does have the opportunity in the next two games, Ohio State you mentioned and Michigan State, if you can get one of those to put yourself back on the map. And that's what I really hope for this program, because I guess it's Christmas break, so you can kind of say the Kennesaw State crowd, it was what it was. But I think that's the biggest sadness of it all, is that you're not in January yet and you don't have a whole lot of momentum in the program, and you can kind of see less, more of a sparse crowd. But we know Nebraska fans. Do you think a victory over one of those teams would fill that place up once again pretty quickly?
It would help. Nebraska fans are going to turn out no matter what. Like, there's a bunch of masochistic diehards that have been through much worse than this, and so they're going to go because they go. And it's just part of being a Nebraska basketball fan, is that you put yourself through difficult nights and difficult seasons because it's your duty. But if you start getting some momentum and maybe knock off a couple Big Ten teams, then the maybe more casual fans start to maybe turn their attention back to your program a little bit, because now football will be in the books pretty soon, and all attention shifts to basketball, and people are going to be looking for something to do, something to latch on to. The women's program is certainly going to benefit off of that with the way that they're playing, and there's opportunity for the men to do the same. We've seen it before. Go back to Tim Miles' tournament year. They were 8-8 at one point in the season, going into the new year, and suddenly they got rolling. They found something that worked. They started beating teams they weren't supposed to beat, and they ended the season in an absolute flurry, and ended up having a pretty magical year. So there's precedent where teams that, had a difficult, disappointing first half of the year, lost some ugly games in non-conference play. There's still opportunity for it to click at some point. And, like I said, they got an opportunity on Sunday. Ohio State's they're going to have a lot of rust they're going to have to knock off. And, they're a team that struggled out of the gates in their own right. And, the opportunity is going to be there with them, barely being able to practice with 5 guys on the floor, let alone play a game for the first time in almost a month. That sets up for Nebraska to have maybe a little bit better of a chance than you would have originally thought going into this thing, a few weeks ago.
Robin Washington of HuskerOnline.com. You pointed to Tim Miles and, the 8-8 start, and maybe there's hope for Nebraska to do something similar. If that happens, if Nebraska does get hot and win a few games, why is that going to be the case? What can they be good at? What are they good
Shooting.
at? Yeah.
Shooting. The season rides and dies with 3-point shooting. You've seen it. When they make threes, they look really good. You saw it against Colorado. You saw it against Kennesaw State, that when the shots actually go in, all of a sudden the offense looks like it's supposed to look. When they miss 17, 18 straight 3-pointers, they look like one of the worst offenses in the country. So they're going to shoot 25 to 30 3-pointers a game. That's what they do. And when they go in, it's going to work. And they're going to have a chance against teams that, maybe they shouldn't. And when it doesn't work, you're going to have performances like Michigan and Auburn. So, it's really volatile. It's a very fine line to walk, especially over the grind of 18 straight league games. But that's just the reality of where they are. This team was built around perimeter shooting, and the fact that they've been so bad in that area is the number one reason why they're sitting here at 6-7 going into January. So if they can find a way to consistently make double-digit three-pointers per game, they're going to have a chance. But if they continue to shoot like they did for the majority of non-conference play, it is going to be an extremely steep hill to climb.
And of course, we're all waiting to see when Trey McGowns will be back. You think that maybe middle of this month. I don't know if he's necessarily going to get you out of that 3-point shooting hump, but he is your best perimeter defender, at least at full health. When he does rejoin the team, do you expect it to take a few games to get back into that? Do you expect to see him at full strength at all this season?
Yeah, there's going to be an acclimation there. Being cleared to play is different than being in game shape, especially with the style that Trey plays with. He's max effort all the time, and he exudes so much energy on the defensive end of the floor, which is what makes him, not only their best perimeter defense player on the team, but one of the best in the Big Ten Conference. And so that's going to take some time. Getting into basketball game shape is a completely different animal than being able to run on a treadmill. And I guess the good news is that he's shed the boot. He's doing full-blown running. I know on his Instagram, he posted a video of him on the treadmill going at a pretty good clip. So, he's working his way back. But, again, when you're in your 28th, 30th minute of Big Ten game action, that's a different level of conditioning. And it's just going to take him time to get back to where he was prior to that injury. But one thing I'll say about Trey is he's a freak athlete, and freak athletes usually recover much more so than old guys like us. And so that timetable shouldn't be overly long with a guy like Trey, but there will be, like I said, an acclimation period where he's going to have to get back into Big Ten basketball game shape.
He's Robin Washut of HuskerOnline.com. He covers Nebraska football and basketball, obviously, for Husker Online. How curious are you? How big of a deal is it for the transfer portal to provide a big-name quarterback for Nebraska?
Pretty important. And, if you look at the names that are out there right now, I don't know if any of those I would classify as big name right now. There's some notable names, like Chubba Purdy and, the kid down in Texas, but are those guys bona fide day one, no question about it starters? I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd classify any of those guys that are out there right now. So if that's the pool that they're selecting from, do they take more than one of them to give themselves another option to compete in that room? That's a question. But the other layer to this is, there's probably some quarterbacks that haven't entered the transfer portal yet that are still playing, that might not enter the portal until after the college football playoff. And so I guess the good news is that teams have until mid-January to get transfers fully enrolled and eligible through the NCAA to participate in spring practices. So the deadline is approaching, but they still have a little bit of a window here to maybe let it play out a little bit longer and see what else comes out there. Maybe there's going to be a significantly higher profile name that enters the portal that has a relationship with Mark Whipple or Scott Frost or Mickey Joseph or whoever it may be, that, all of a sudden becomes, the clear no-brainer transfer addition. So, I know that it's kind of a little bit concerning, and it's understandable why some fans are starting to kind of wring their hands a little bit that they don't have a quarterback yet, but it's still not to the point yet where you're slamming the panic button just yet.
One final one. You've got some coaching hires to do. Where is your focus? What's the big one that they need to hire?
Running backs, in my opinion. And it sounds like, they've got some lines out there to some potential candidates that, the guy down in Florida, I know, is one. Kevin Falk from LSU is another name that's been thrown out there. So I think they have the opportunity to go get a relatively bigger name that has some, recruiting, punch to them a little bit that can maybe bolster that staff and maybe bring in a potential transfer running back in his own right to maybe add some competition to that room. So I think the defense is pretty much settled. I think what you'll probably end up seeing is Mike Dawson as your quote unquote defensive front coach, where he's going to handle the D line and the boundary outside linebacker position. And then Bill Bush, it seems like it's inevitable that he'll be hired as a special teams coach. and maybe handle that field linebacker, the JoJo Doman, Isaac Gifford type linebacker spot. And so if that's the case, that frees up a full-time spot to dedicate to running back, which in my opinion is going to be the route that they take.
Hey, Robin, it's been fun getting to know you over the last 10 years. Good man.
I'm pretty sure that I've been a weekly guest with you, Tom, since the inception of 93.7 The Ticket, over many different titles of your show, but you've been a staple over the last decade, and congratulations on your move, and I agree. Likewise, it's been fun chat with you every week.
Yep. So you're saying you basically owe me for your career, but
pretty much.
Yeah,
I
pretty
mean,
much.
like, there's a lot of people that I want to thank, but my retirement ceremony, you're going to be right at the top.
That's right. Yeah, we'll see you down the road. I'm guessing maybe at a
Absolutely.
hoops game for sure. Robin Washut of HuskerOnline.com. One of the good ones, has a strength of 10 men. He won't tell you that, but that guy is very, very strong in the weight room. Let's get to break. Come back with Rico and the Blog Jog next.
You're listening to Tom and Bock. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.
Prescription opioids can be addictive and dangerous.
Opioid pain medication took everything that I had. Nothing mattered more than getting my fix. Knowing that it could have been prevented makes it worse. It just takes one.
Prescription opioids. It only takes a little to lose a lot. Developed by CDC.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, sewer and water underground repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. That's Select Plumbing at 402-560-6197.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them. But I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked out how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me. And my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
And now, story time from the world of Yum.
I could not eat fruitcake. I would not eat it by a lake. I would not eat it with a snake. There's no amount that I would take because I'll never, ever eat fruitcake. Hey, these snacks are really good. What is this? This is Grandma's fruitcake, but it's so moist and delicious. I like fruitcake. Okay, good to know. Kids, I gotta go. All literature is a lie.
Check out Grandma's fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of Yum.
A new Planet Fitness location is open near you. To celebrate, you can join for just $1 down and then $10 a month. We're squeaky clean and ready to welcome you with tons of equipment and plenty of space to spread out. So join the judgment-free zone today. We're ready when you are. Just $1 down, $10 a month. Offer ends soon. Join us today.
A brand new Planet Fitness location is now open at 84th and Layton.
Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See Club for details.
Grab yourself a hot dog or a glass of eggnog and settle in. This is The Blog Job on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In a world wrought with high cholesterol,
Good morning, Lindsay. Good morning, John.
no one is safe.
I think I'm having...
One man.
Doctor, please tell me you're going to save him.
Ma'am, I just don't know. One heart.
Why, Tom? Why?
In a race against time. Clear! Clear! In a fight against biology.
Doctor, you're losing him.
Not today, I'm not. Heart Attack, the movie.
Still not dead.
This Christmas at a theater near you.
Oh, man, I forgot about some of those.
I don't know if that's appropriate,
That's
but I'm glad you guys did that.
That is completely tasteless. And I apologize to anybody. What I mean, I was the patient. That was a real story. It wasn't a lie, but I'd forgotten we had done that. And that's probably something that shouldn't be played on the radio, but we apologize. Hey, what are you going to do? It's my last day.
Yeah.
I can do pretty much anything I want. Rico, who does our blog jog every day and does a fabulous job, and we'll miss him dearly. He has never had a New Year's resolution.
Oh, that's right.
He doesn't believe
that.
He doesn't believe in New Year's resolutions. Why is that, Rico?
I don't know. Why would I make I just don't see the point in making New Year's resolution. Nobody ever sticks to them. Why are you going to do it?
Well, it helps for 3 weeks or whatever you can get through.
No. The gyms are packed for a month. It's
Right.
not like I go to the gym.
No.
But the gyms are packed for a month and then everybody falls off.
So
what am I going to say? Oh, I'm going to eat healthier. That's going to last until I feel like, you know what? McDonald's sounds
Right.
amazing.
As you're standing in front of
yeah, exactly.
donuts.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah, this place doesn't help with the eating.
No.
There are donuts
trying
in
to eat
here
well.
all the time. In fact,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought about bringing in donuts today, but going, there'll be donuts.
There's
galore.
donuts,
And
there's
a lot
candy.
of people are like, oh, my New Year's resolution is to be a better significant other. I'm like, well, you should be doing that anyways. It's like,
Yeah.
is to get better at work. Well, you should be doing that anyways.
Maybe
Like,
you shouldn't judge so quickly because mine is to touch my toes, something I've never been able to do. Bock can't touch his toes either,
That's right.
but he's not making it a resolution.
Well,
but I am
maybe
going
you
to
should
touch
just
my
touch your toes.
No, I mean straight down, no bending of the knees.
I mean, if I were put in a rack,
Done.
Rico's got it. He did.
I don't know if I could do it if you put me in a rack. I mean, I really don't.
In
mean,
Iraq? What difference does it mean what country you're in?
Yeah. See, I'm going to miss jokes like that from Bock. That was
a good one.
we need to try that again. They need to put me in Iraq.
What difference? What country does it make?
And they think, dude, there you
Oh,
go.
we'll work on it. I don't know if I
Beautiful.
That's
Great
right.
delivery.
That's right.
Great, great punchline.
Sitcoms in front of a live studio audience sometimes have to deliver the same line 4 or 5 times.
Oh yeah, before the
Yeah, and then everybody's just saying like, ha 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 ha.
not as funny as the first time, but
not nearly as funny. Do
The
we have a
20th
blog jog today?
We do, unless
there
you
an
want to keep
animal
talking
story?
about touching your toes.
Well, we want to hear the best New Year's resolution, and maybe we won't get any on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 464-5685. But if we get a good few of them, if we get some decent ones, most original, like touch your toes, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll take I want to be a better husband, better, lose some weight, that type of thing. But if we see some good original New Year's resolutions, we'll just give away the chickens today from Buffalo Wings.
And look,
Grits.
I want to make this clear. I don't want to like bag on somebody for trying to live a healthier lifestyle. Like, you do you. If you want to do a New Year's resolution, go ahead. To me, it seems dumb.
you can be the villain. It's okay. You don't have to.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It fits in.
I don't
with
like
our
being
theme.
a villain. I want people to like me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to stir it up
Well,
on the
just for
show
the thing,
anyway.
yeah.
This is not going to be a happy final show. This is just stirring it up.
You want anger.
Yeah, that's right.
You want hatred.
I want nothing but hatred and anger today.
You know, one year I tried to give up fries because I ate too many fries
mhm.
and soda because I drank too many soda. Since then, I stopped for a while and then I just became completely addicted to the both of them.
So thinking about fries made it worse.
Yeah, it was like, all right, I did my part. I gave it up for 2 weeks. Now I'm just going to do them both nonstop.
Yeah, that's the problem is you give something up and all of a sudden you realize like how much you really ate it and you're like, wow. And then the one time you go back, you go, oh my gosh, these are the best things ever.
Yes. I am addicted.
So you guys don't believe that I'll be able to touch my toes by the
Oh
end
no,
of the
I
year?
believe you will.
I don't know. That's a long way to go.
Seriously, I wasn't able to do it when I was young.
So what are you going to do,
Just
yoga?
all he has to do every morning when he wakes up, you just bend down like you're gonna touch toes and stay in however far down you go, stay like that for like 15 seconds.
That
Every
takes
morning.
commitment.
Huh.
That takes commitment. 15 seconds every day. I don't know if I can do it because.
Or you could do yoga.
That's one thing I'm going to do this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to do yoga.
It'll help you not get so mad at Nebraska basketball because you could just do yoga instead of watching.
I'm not sure anything will make me other than not watching it.
Yeah, do yoga instead of watching basketball. You'll be fine.
No, I still will be a fan and I'll watch the games. I'll just have to live with the anger.
Just keep a pillow with you so when you get angry, you can just punch it.
Yeah, that's a good advice. That's very good advice. What's on the blog, Joe?
This one comes from BBC. Again, I love our friends across the pond. A bank, Santander, hands out 130 million pounds in a Christmas blunder. Pounds is their money. So
Yeah. Well.
130 million.
How many
of that.
pounds though is that? Is
In dollars?
Yeah, you know
Let's
that
find
one?
out.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
That always
Like,
confuses me. It'd definitely be a lot, but it's not the same.
Yeah. I mean, the dollar is down too. In some places, their currency is worth more than our currency, right?
Yeah. How much
That
is it
is-
worth in Ethereum?
I don't.
Oh, you know.
I don't know.
Okay.
That is
Bitcoin.
175,370,000 US dollars.
Still quite a bit. Yeah.
That's still a good chunk of change.
Who'd they give it to?
They deposited into 75,000 different accounts.
Oh, nice.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Do they get to keep it?
They're trying to get the money back.
Oh.
So don't spend.
If
the
that
money
happens
you got it.
and you'd get that in your bank,
Immediately
No.
taking it out.
go spend it. I think that's what I would
Immediately
go
taking
do.
it out.
Then you'll be in prison, Bock.
But it's not your fault.
Not my fault. If you
Try
accidentally
that defense in court.
no, if you accidentally put millions of dollars into my account, I'm taking it out. You're never seeing that money again.
You might be in prison, like you said.
Yeah, you'd be in. Yeah,
It's not. Look,
they would
look.
find you.
I didn't know where it came from. I just saw money in my account and I was like, cool, I got money.
What would you do? I mean, you'd have to at least spend some of it, right? You have to try.
Right. I mean,
Go to the bank. I think you guys made a mistake. In
You ever
my
seen
account."
Brewster's Millions? It's a Richard Pryor movie where he has to spend, I don't know, $1 million in a day, and it's hard to do, and you can't spend over a certain amount. It's
If
really
people
hard to
say
do.
that, why don't you just go house shopping on the coast? You can spend money pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah, not if you limit every purchase to like I don't know $100,000, then it's
Then it
harder
could
to
be
do.
hard, yeah.
And that I think that was Brewster's Millions. Man, it was probably more than $1 million. It's like $5 million.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, that was
I
a bigger
truly
amount.
think I'd be able to find out how to spend so many $1 million in one day.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'd be fine.
I think shopping exhausts me. I mean, if I could do it online.
Tom,
but
shopping exhausts you because you don't have the money to get all the things you want. If you had $170 million, you would get everything you wanted. and then some. You wouldn't be exhausted. You'd be excited.
I would just like that stuff to show up, though. I don't actually want to have to go out and look for it and then bring it home.
Tom, you know what you would do? Is you would go out and you would hire some type of coach for whatever athletic event that you think needs a new coach.
Yeah, you could donate to the university.
I like that idea. But, like Saban, just go hire Saban.
Yeah, you would go hire.
Yeah.
I think I think 170 would get him.
If you
per year?
No, just one chunk payment of $170 million.
I honestly don't know what I would do with that kind of money. I mean, I just can't.
I'd buy a house. I'd buy a couple cars.
Help
I'd
people.
Pay off my student
Help
debt.
people, yeah.
Okay,
No,
don't.
What do you guys?
Don't
If you have
don't
that
even
much money.
try that. You're not
Yeah.
helping people.
Oh, I'd help people.
Don't even. Don't you put that evil on yourself.
You're helping them just by improving the economy, by
Yeah.
spending the money.
No, I'd have fun with it. I'd go out and make people play like tag or something, and the winner gets $1 million.
You just throw two pillows at strangers.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the pillow
Yeah.
fight, you don't tell them what they win, so they're like not really doing it. And then the winner, you just toss them like $2,000. And you're like, "Okay, bye." And they're like, "Wait a minute."
That would be fun to have that kind of money
Yeah.
where you could just control everybody's actions. Dance, $100. Faster.
You can get dances
slower.
for $100, Tom.
Stop.
Okay, maybe not. You guys started that conversation.
I'm just saying, if that's your goal.
You just want somebody to dance.
Yeah.
Gosh,
right.
I hate you so much.
So what's new?
Welcome to your last show.
Yes, that's right. We've stirred the pot. There's no love being shared on this show. It's too late, probably. To
The money
recover.
is mine. Deal with it.
That's right. It all goes to Rico. By the way, while you're there, it was great to hang out with you guys last night. We had so much fun just hanging out together, sharing ticket memories. I got to see Rico's kids.
Oh yeah,
and you had your kids there as well. I was I was holding your kid, wasn't I?
You were holding KJ,
and you didn't even seem that nervous that I was holding him.
He's fine.
I
I trusted everybody.
He was
there.
popular. A lot of people wanted to hold him.
That kid didn't make a sound.
He was very chill.
Very good
He
baby.
had probably 5 different people holding him.
Yeah.
And he was just chill. He was great, even with me. So I was impressed.
He headbutted Nicole in the mouth, and she had like lip gloss on, and he just had her like lips imprinted on his forehead. And I was like, KJ,
you dirty dog.
he's a cutie. Your kids are cute. And love you guys, and just thanks for the memories for sure.
We'll keep in touch.
We definitely will keep
I
in
will
touch.
definitely message you every time the Vikings win. So maybe we won't keep in touch.
It's very possible I could be back here doing one of the night shows before too long. Who knows where life will lead, but it's been a fun ride. It's not over. We still have 2 more hours, right, to do?
That's right.
Box Tops is coming up. What's the category today?
Top 10 Tom moments.
Are there 10? Are there 10?
I had to stretch it out. I got to 6, and then I kind of.
I guess we'll find out. Box Tops on the way.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. This is Tom and Bock.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating it in.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
A new Planet Fitness location is open near you. To celebrate, you can join for just $1 down and then $10 a month. We're squeaky clean and ready to welcome you with tons of equipment and plenty of space to spread out. So join the judgment-free zone today. We're ready when you are. Just $1 down, $10 a month. Offer ends soon. Join us today.
A brand new Planet Fitness location is now open at 84th and Layton.
Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See Club for details.
These days, there are more reasons than ever to treat yourself to a great haircut at Great Clips with the online check-in app. So tell us, why do you check in?
I check in because I'm tired of hat hair. I check in because we all need a cut.
I check in so I can feel like me.
And I check in so I look good for you.
No matter why you check in, you'll check out with a great haircut and save time with our online check-in app. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
One-on-one with DP.
What's been the difference? I think it's a system that I formed for myself. And it didn't start here. Like we've talked about my history, I've played with Michael Porter and Trey Young, and I've played with these guys, and I started playing basketball when I was 8th grade, and I was the tallest dude, and I've just accepted it. I've learned to be okay with it, and I've just made it work for me.
Weekdays from 3 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is Tom and Bock, coming at you live from Coppell Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Tom Stevens.
We failed, but I thought it was a great effort. I thought that the plan was laid out perfectly.
Jake Bockoven.
I'm not sure I get my point across properly. I'm sure I don't do a good job of explaining what I mean.
Tom and Bock starts now.
Okay, now the recipe says bake for 25 minutes. Now there's raw eggs in there. We want to catch that nasty salmonella. Better go 40 minutes just to be safe.
No, we bake the cake for 25 minutes. The recipe has been handed down through generations. Just follow what it says.
I don't know. My Aunt Jeanette used to say, if you don't cut your cake with the knife, then you take too many chances with your life. Or something like that. Hey, she was a poet, funny lady, loved her. Anyway, we ate nothing but hard, dry cakes. Kind of got used to it after a while. Kind of tasty.
Yeah, but that's not...
Yep, 40 minutes. That's what I'm going to do, 40 minutes. In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on the rain.
Oh, man. Nailed that Riley impression, though, right?
Yes.
I couldn't tell the difference between me, myself, and Mike Riley. Good memories. Good memories. I was hoping that you might share a few Mike Welch memories from back in your day, too. Because, it's not just that I remember our show or Connor or Happer and Stevens or Gaskins and Stevens. I mean, they kind of just, they were always, these bits even were like a team effort in most cases. It was like, three guys working on it. And we used to do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Mike Riley, though, was easy.
It was, you had a good impersonation of him.
It felt like it was just, it was easy because I think he would have laughed at those, actually, Mike Riley, probably. It's my last day, though. This is it. And I'm leaving, Bock. You can't stop me after this particular show. But do you have 10 of them today?
I do have 10, but we do have a caller to get to real quick.
Oh, let's get to a call. Dennis from Olathe. Hi, Dennis. How are you? Are you there?
Oh, no, I said double cheeseburger. Double cheeseburger. No fries. No fries.
Dennis?
Hello and hi, everybody.
Oh,
Denny
there we
Matthews
go.
here.
There you Denny Matthews.
Live from Kauffman Stadium.
John Gaskins.
By the way, who am I? Who just called me? Who am I talking to?
Who is this? This is Tom Stevens and Jake Bockhoven.
Oh, good. Oh, God. Okay. That doesn't do me any good. But anyway, I guess I have a prepared statement to read on behalf of the Kansas City Royals. Okay. Nice. So here we go. It is with bittersweet settlement that we congratulate Tom Stephens on his decade of spectacular radio.
There you go.
Wasn't really that spectacular. I've been broadcasting for 53 years. I've called 4 World Series. This guy is spectacular. Anyway, we understand Tim is a diehard Royals fan, so we wish him well on his future endeavors and are happy to send 2 upper deck tickets, and only 2, to a mid-July weekday game of his choice. And, we'd like to afford you a couple night game tickets as well. But, thanks, COVID. Sincerely, the Kansas City Royals.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Anyway, good luck.
There you go.
I'm sure you're a fine human.
There he is, Dennis from Olathe. John Gaskins, the voice of John Gaskins. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I just thought I'd call and ambush another show.
Good. Well, the first time it went so well.
Yeah, careful with your words this time, John.
Yeah. Well, I guess I should
FCC
ask Tom, is there anything you would like me to not say about your future endeavors?
No, go ahead. I mean, we already decided we were going to stir the pot today, so this is perfect.
I heard that. Fire Hoiberg right now. Let's do it.
That's right.
No, look, there's a lot here. There's a lot of pizza to eat, and that's a Tom Stevens-ism. Is he always told me to not eat the whole pizza. Less is more. I'm not good at that. You know that, and I've only gotten worse since we're not doing radio together anymore. So, but this might take a bit. Some favorite Tom. I know Bock's going to do a top 10 Tom moments list. I've got some Tom-isms. A few. I didn't count how many, but don't eat the whole pizza. Less is more. Whenever we kind of struggled sometimes, or both either on the air, usually off the air, and it's either we're talking about something grim or depressing. Tom would always say, turn into his former kind of morning show music station DJ voice and go 602, 2 after 6. That was the way of perking everybody up. Jonathan Broxton, the human heart attack. That was one of my first favorite Tom Stevens nicknames for players. And then Tom had the heart attack. It was so I'm going to take a turn for the grim for a moment. That was the hardest thing I've ever had to do on the air. I've been working with Tom for a few years and liked him right off the bat. I don't know about Tom, but he felt like an instant friend, an instant brother from the time that we had brunch. Remember that? Granite City.
Oh, absolutely.
Jake Bogus was saying, we're starting this new station, The Ticket, or these guys, he had, to my recollection, he had hired me. He didn't know who to pair me with. And he said, I got this Tom Stevens. And I had heard of you, and I had actually worked with you a couple times, but like real briefly, 10 years before that. And didn't really know you. And so you guys go out to lunch, see how it goes, see how you like each other. And I'm sure you thought instantly, this guy is interminable. I can't stand. But I thought this is a dream co-host to have, a guy who's funny and smart and makes it and an easy listen, both in person and on the air. And it was, and then you have this heart attack. You come in to do a show in 2015 summer, and we're feeling a little queasy. Went home, and then all of a sudden, nowhere to be found. Okay, I guess Tom's not on the show. And about 10 minutes into the first break of the show, Tom's had a heart attack. We're not sure if he's going to live. Oh. And so that was A, the hardest show I've ever had to do on the air. B, one of the worst days of my life. And, that's it. And so when you were alive and to see you, for the first time, you were okay to talk to people in your hospital bed. And again, like pretty much every day of my life that I got to do a show with you or go play golf with you, your ability to make me laugh uncontrollably, which is the best feeling on earth. The best human emotion there is to me is when you laugh so damn hard, you feel it up and down your body. And that's I can't think of too many more people in my life who have made me do that more than you. So those 5 years were the favorite of my career. And they were also the most enjoyable 5 years. Some of the most enjoyable 5 years of my life, because it was fun to work there and also to be around Tom. So it was, and I've enjoyed every now and then tuning in to hear you and the other guys who have been lucky enough to have Tom Stevens as a co-host. And he's just, I think, Bock, you would agree, he's kind of a dream co-host, isn't he?
Oh yeah, very easy to work with.
Dreamy. He
exactly.
Just called me dreamy.
And yes. And he just, I think, Bock, you've actually brought out the best in Tom. He's always been good. But I think it feels like you guys have been peanut butter and jelly with your personalities and your demeanor. And it's brought out the best in Tom. So I'm really, really going to miss it. And I guess the last thing I'd say before I introduce a special on-air pre-recorded gift that I know Tom always loved. I literally, I woke up today and I realized, oh yes, it's Tom's last show. I should prepare something. But at some point I realized that while the first thing I watched on TV today was this John Madden, all Madden thing. Have you guys seen that yet?
I have not, but I can't wait to watch it.
I've only watched the first half hour because then I had to start over preparing this thing. And there was one point where he was afraid of flying and he had a panic attack on a plane, and he just decided then and there he's going to ride a bus the rest of his life. He's never going to fly again, and everybody knows the famous Madden bus. And Peter King went on that bus with him to do a Sports Illustrated story about 30 years ago. And said, and his frame of reference for John Madden is the thing you love about this guy. And it ties into driving all over the country and meeting good, regular Americans and, going the back roads and all that stuff. Was John Madden was a guy who always stopped to smell the roses. And that's what and Peter King almost cried while saying this. And I know Tom's been one of these guys his whole life. The first time you stepped down from radio, you spent 2 years just working at a group home to help people who need more help than you. And now I'm so happy for you, because when you took the ticket job, had to deal with my pain in the arse every day and, your other jobs. Now you get to stop and smell a few more roses. I'm so happy. This is the 5-year anniversary this is your 5-year anniversary tomorrow, right? With Heidi?
Correct. 6.
I ruined
6.
that too.
There you go.
Dancing on the floor with Barry Swanson's mom. I'll spare you the details of the ending, but I'm just so happy for you and whatever it is to come. And I, like everybody else, I hope you're still going to do radio, because and for the people that are lucky enough to be around you at the ticket, I hope you're around a little bit, because every day with Tom Stevens is a little better. So,
wow.
Congratulations, and I love you, buddy.
I love you too. Thank you so much, and man, that was pretty cool. thank you for saying all those things. Back at you. We had a great 5-year run. Some of the best bits that we ever did on the station, I think we did, and we drove Mark crazy with all the ideas, but he would always produce them, and we just had a ball together. Despite some of the bad times under Riley, it was fun. It was a fun ride.
Well, I never, I'm an only child, which is pretty obvious, and I never really had a brother. You're about as close as I came to one. And before Gilbert, you're as close as a husband I had, frankly, because on-air partnerships are a marriage. You spend 5 hours a day together, a couple preparing, and the preparing for it, to me, sometimes it was contentious, and I regret those times. But it was it's like what brothers do, right? They fight. If you're not afraid to get a little more contentious with the people you truly are closest to and love, and so I felt comfortable being that way. I regret how sometimes it got, I went too far. But the most fun I had in, saying that this was some of the most fun times of my life, specifically dreaming up those bits and putting them together and laughing about, we had no idea if they were going to stick, and some of them didn't. But that Riley thing, I remember that you guys just played. I remember putting that together. That's the sweet spot. That's perfection. So that's
fun.
About all I got.
No, well said. Thanks for that. What? Is there one more thing? There's always one more thing.
Less is more.
Yeah.
I failed at that again today. And also, if you're going to do a bit, go out on the bit. So I'm going to politely hang up, and we have something prepared that we prepared for you a while ago. It's another one of Tom's greatest hits before Bock's top 10. And Bock, good luck with whatever comes of the show next. I actually really don't know what that is. And we'll see you guys soon.
All right. All right. Thanks, Johnny.
All right, here it is.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Get dressed. Could you please get dressed?
And everything I would like to be.
If they actually shoot the ball, I don't know if you've noticed, they get the ball and then they shoot it.
I can fly higher than an eagle.
For the love of God.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
I don't need 10 hours a day of Gaga. And that's what it is. It's top 40 radio. Takes something that's great and then pounds it into your ears 24/7 to the point where you just hate it. Even if they were in great shape, I don't feel the need to stare at another guy and ask him how he got his pecs the way they are. It's 10-2. We might want to score some runs here. And first strike. So we need a single. We still need a single here to tie the game. The Big Ten right now, as it stands to me, is not a fun league to watch. I don't care about how many teams make it into the dance. I don't care about the basketball RPI. It's not fun. I was part of that media where I was just said, you know what I would do? I would start the latest Rob Thomas Matchbox 23 a.m. and then I would turn down the monitor. I would not listen.
Hey, I'm a big fan of those guys.
I actually like Rob Thomas.
Yeah.
I can't believe I said that because I really like Matchbox 20, Rob Thomas, that whole thing. Good stuff. Appreciate the effort that you guys have put into that. Are we done with the 10? You want to carry it over? Because we may not have time later.
Yeah, we may not have time.
Wait, maybe we can do it in the 1 o'clock hour.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's move it to the 1 o'clock hour because we are running late. We got to talk to our buddy John Baylor, of course, the voice for Husker volleyball. Been doing it forever. Almost called, he did call a Final Four and almost called another national championship for Nebraska. Goes 5 sets, but they fall in 5 to Wisconsin. We'll talk about the future, the immediate future of Husker volleyball. We'll do it next with John Baylor.
You're listening to Tom and Bock. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.
Guys, we need to talk about a problem plaguing our society today: chronic fruitcake slander. Now, maybe you're thinking, I've had fruitcake. It's dry and heavy. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're eating the wrong fruitcake, because Grandma's fruitcake is anything but. Their recipe uses the highest quality fruits, hand-sorted nuts, and adds the perfect amount of brandy, bourbon, and rum. Their desserts are known and loved across the country, and they're made right here in Southeast Nebraska. If you haven't tried them yet, you're missing out. Grandma's Fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of yum.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
A fairly pleasant seasonal Thursday on the way. We'll top out near 40, sunny skies and south-southwest wind at around 10 to 15. A low tonight of 20. We'll see a high of 33 tomorrow, but falling afternoon temperatures as our next storm system approaches. We have a winter storm watch already in effect for Friday night into Saturday. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them. But I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something that's wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me. And my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Big Red Towing reminds motorists every 6 days a tow truck driver is killed while helping stranded motorists. So if you see a vehicle with emergency lights flashing, just know you're required by law to move over and slow down. Let's get tow truck drivers home safely to their families. Slow down and move over. You may save a life. This message from Big Red Towing. For all your towing needs, whether light, medium, or heavy duty, call the professionals at 402-475-4869. That's Big Red Towing, on the air because they care.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
You're listening to Tom and Bock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, Sean, remember last year we were on a choo-choo train?
Yes, I remember.
This year we're not on a choo-choo train. How come?
Trains are too bumpy.
Do you like choo-choo trains? I like choo-choo trains.
I like to watch the choo-choos, but they're loud.
What do you think we're going to have for lunch?
Runza. We always eat Runza.
Ever been to Wahoo?
Yes, Wahoo is a fine town.
I like saying Wahoo.
Me too. Wahoo.
Are we there yet?
No.
I'm getting kind of tired.
Take a nap, my sweet angel. I'll wake you when we get there.
It feels like in some cases 20 years ago we did that stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, you listen to it, it comes right back to you. The Sean Eichhorst stuff with Mike Riley. Good stuff. We're going to welcome in John Baylor in just a bit. You need the number? Okay. This is the number right there.
Say it on the air.
Don't say John Baylor's number on the air.
555. No, that's not it.
Sure. Does nobody else want his number?
I think John would appreciate it if nobody else got the number. There you go. We'll give John Baylor a call, talk a little Husker volleyball, but I also want to mention Husker basketball is happening today, 2:00 on BTN. Not that you should ever tune away from this fine station.
That's right.
But they are taking on Michigan State, who's 7-6, 2 p.m. on BTN. Nebraska, obviously playing great basketball and would be in the NCAA tournament if the season, I think, were to end it today. I think ESPN has them as a 5 seed. But they're good. There are a lot of the things you wish the men's team would be. Great 3-point defense, 24%. That leads the conference. I think they lead the conference in field goal percentage in general at 32%. They average almost 9 threes a game. They're second in the league in blocks. They're just playing great basketball. But you start with basketball and then think of women's volleyball. That's really where the success in Husker athletics has been. And this guy, of course, the voice of Husker volleyball, my buddy John Baylor. How you doing, buddy?
Tommy Stevens, hello. Happy Thursday. When you say guys are playing well, they're hitting their shots, I trust you're talking about the 86 Celts. Kevin, DJ, Danny, Larry, Steve.
Yeah, those were the days because the Celtics of today are not as good. I don't know if
you're definitely onto something. You're definitely. This group is guilty of blasphemy. Take the jersey off. You have not earned it. But the 86 Celtics did something that's so rare. This will date myself, and I'll slow down if this is getting complicated. They passed the ball.
Crazy.
Something else they did was they ran plays.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, there is a group of older, stodgy basketball fans that really miss that style of basketball. For some reason, the basketball court is seen as a launch pad now.
It
First one
is.
across half court shoots. Come on, guys. Bounce passes.
Bounce passes. Two-hand chess. Come on. Let's work on that.
Shuffle those feet.
Mr. Fundamental.
I think they should make a 4-point shot. It's beyond the 3-point line, and it's a set shot. Oh, heaven. Or give somebody 3.5 points if they go off a screen.
There you go. That one. Little Celtic history there for John Baylor. Voice of Husker volleyball. I want to talk a little volleyball because what a great run it was when they beat Texas. I thought, okay, just stop it now. That's good enough for me in the Elite Eight. Of course, it got better with the win over Pittsburgh. Unable to beat Wisconsin in 5 sets.
The wounds are still fresh.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know there's a little pain there, but you didn't see that coming in the middle of the season, right? After those losses, Stanford and Louisville.
I thought we had like a 2007 Chevy. Little did I know it had a Ferrari engine. That sucker was ready, and it was just being primed for December. Nebraska volleyball is built for December. All right, don't get confused by August. Don't get confused by September. The Huskers take their lumps, and it's just the mastery of John Cook, who just knows with his staff the buttons to push. He's just a master motivator. So come middle of November, look at this. It's becoming a Rembrandt. Yeah. And by December, kaboom. I mean, they're ready to take down Texas, one of the great wins in Nebraska volleyball history.
And some people would even say that this was the one of the best coaching jobs, the best coaching jobs of Coach Cook's career. There is that time in 2000 where he first year at Nebraska went undefeated. Yeah. What would you say is the best coaching job of John Cook's career?
Oh, boy. You want me to choose among my children? All righty. It's a tough one. It's gold platinum. Look, I think there's some. First of all, I think 1996 was probably Terry Pettit's greatest coaching year. Loses 3 players in the preseason: Jen McFadden, Denise Kogel, and somebody else, and ends up with the second best team in the country in December. 2000 was masterful because no one expected that team to go undefeated and win a national championship. Jill McWilliams, Angie Oxley, Kim Behrens, Amber Holmquist, Gracia Lisa Parrow. I mean, Lindsay Wishmeyer. This group was not anticipated to be a whole lot more than maybe an Elite Eight team. Undefeated, win it in Richmond. That's one of his great coaching jobs.
Yeah.
2008, though. I think 2008 is his greatest job. I mean, Jordan and the Miracles. I mean, he's got Jordan Larson, right?
Yeah.
And sure, it's Kayla Bannerworth, but Kayla was a sophomore learning at the libero position. I mean, she never even won any awards as far as, first team All-American, second team All-American, third team. She was never an All-American. Of course, she went on to win a bronze medal in Rio, but that team had Jordan Wilberger starting in the middle. Jordan Wilberger was second team Class B, all right, at Scottsbluff. All righty. So she is staring across the net from first team All-American middles for Penn State. And the Huskers are up 10-8 in the fifth in 2008 at the old CHI Arena against a Penn State team that never lost a set to any other team that entire year. I think 2008 is his greatest job.
Talking to John Baylor, little Husker volleyball talk. Stivrins is gone. Obviously, Lexi is gone. And now we wait. Yeah. You want to take a breath and enjoy?
I thought, well, I mean, these are painful statements, but I thought Lauren might go all the way to maybe her 60s. I mean, they only gave her 6 years. I'm like, what? Come on.
That's right.
I mean, it sounds like John Belushi, but hold on. She had a solid GPA.
That's right. So now you're wondering about next year. I mean, they were so close this year. And if you get Caffey back and Hames back, right, is that a possibility?
Yep. Yeah, Caffey's a wild card. I think Nicklin's coming back, just a wild guess, but that's what I'm hearing. And what her role will be unknown. But she can be a back row. She can be a setter. She can run a 6-2. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. But I think Kayla Caffey is really a big one to get back. It would be her 7th year, and I'm all for it. I think cubicles are overrated. So come back for a 7th year, and then we've got an anchor in the middle. This is my guess. I think Lindsay Krause moves to the left side. So now you got Krause and Maddie Kubik on the left. I mean, you've got to have 2 Terminators on the left to win the title, to go deep into December. You got them. I mean, their basement on an off night is so high. Their ceiling is so high. I mean, you just got 2 solid, reliable left sides. Lindsay sees the floor so well. Maddie Kubik should have been first team All-American. All right, fine. Second team All-American. But she's already at that caliber. She's got 2 years left. I mean, you're set now on the left side. So now the question becomes, okay, middles. Well, I think Kaylin Meyer's ready to go. We got 2 great freshmen coming in. They're the real deal is what I hear. But if you have Kayla Caffey, now the middle is handled. You've got Kennedy Orr probably running the offense. She's as decorated a high school setter in the history of the sport. How can I say that? Well, the junior national team won the world gold medal at the World Games in Italy when she was in high school. And then now you're talking about, all you got left, and the back row is already better than any back row I've ever seen for Nebraska, and they're all back. So now only thing left is right side. You got Alec Batenhorst, you got Whitney Launstein. I mean, you've got Maddie Kubik's younger sister. So I think Kayla Caffey would really be a great source of reassurance going into next season if she were to return.
John Baylor joining us here on Tom and Bock on 93.7 The Ticket. John, I did want to ask you this because it's incredible to watch the sport of volleyball grow. And what's even more incredible is that Nebraska is the front runner for that. I mean, you can see it in attendance figures. You can see it in the ratings that you get back from whenever Nebraska makes the finals.
You can't get into the Devaney.
No way.
If you show up at the Devaney single, you're on borrowed time. It's a doggone mixer.
That's right. And you've been in this for years. I mean, helping it grow. How proud are you to see where it's going and how, I mean, what do you imagine it to be in the years to come?
I love the way you say I've helped it grow. You're very, very kind.
Hey, in Lincoln, you have at least.
I get exactly 0 kills.
Why do you work on that? Work on that, John.
Look, where do I see this going? It's blowing up. It's the #1 youth sport for girls in the country. It just offers so much. I mean, you guys, either have sisters or daughters or moms and aunts, and you realize, especially today with the expectations placed on young women, that there are very few adolescent girls who make it through that stage of life unscathed. It's much tougher to be an adolescent girl than an adolescent boy. Sports help a lot, especially volleyball, where after every point they come together. There's this great sense when it's done right of teamwork and chemistry and reassurance and support. And it's just wonderful, not just as a source of excitement for fans, but it's wonderful as a mitigation factor in a very tough stage of life that so many young girls and their parents recognize this can help. And I think that's one reason that volleyball, but also basketball and other girls' sports are blowing up as they should. But in my opinion, especially volleyball for all sorts of reasons.
Talking with the voice of Husker volleyball, John Baylor. I agree with Bock. I think you've helped grow it definitely in this state. You have some of the best sayings ever. I mean, can't serve fruit cup was the first one I ever remember. Blocking like cholesterol. You've added a bunch of what's the new list from this year that you've added?
Well, you forgot a classic, digging better than an archaeologist.
That's right. Love that one. Love that one.
Passing better than a Tesla in Montana.
See, it's good stuff.
Passing worse than a Yugo on the Autobahn. Passing worse than a kidney stone.
That's right. Oh, that's one of my favorites. I forgot that one. That's good stuff.
More blocks than a preschool.
That's good.
I got to come up with some new ones.
That's really good, man. Do you work on them at home so they come right off the tongue? You don't have to think about them, or you write them down?
Exactly. I tell my kids, stay away. Dad's working. They're already enough. I mean, they want to go to the park. I'm like, forget about it.
That's
I got to find a new analogy. Sometimes I'm driving to write them down. The best ones, like I came up with one organically at the Final Four. I said, boy, with all these blocks, they're building a tower. I don't know if that'll stick, but I kind of like it.
You and Lauren have great chemistry together. I think it's just a great broadcast, and I'm not the only one that says that. Everybody says that. I want to ask you about this because we talk a lot about chemistry as it relates to Scott Frost, the football team, and building a culture and an identity. John Cook does it every single year, and it doesn't seem to matter how many freshmen he brings in and transfers or whatever the scenario. You look at those girls, and everybody says it. We love each other. They really do.
Mm-hmm. And he's got the secret sauce, and it's a lot easier said than done. But I think it starts with expectations. I think especially in our culture of relaxed expectations and enablement, that young people especially are craving established, clear, reasonable, but high expectations. And that's what is established at Nebraska volleyball. I think when in my other work with On to College, where I prepare kids for the ACT, when there are established high expectations and the people delivering them are worthy of great respect, they know what they're doing, and they're doing it with some joy and with great skill, people respond, especially the most impressionable among us. And that, of course, is the young people. I mean, when we were younger, we were more impressionable than we are now. Sadly, with age, we become jaded. John Cook has established that. I mean, if you're the secretary in the volleyball office, answering the phones, if you're one of the assistant coaches, if you're even being spoken to as a ninth grade prospect, you know that jersey, that name, that building, those offices represent one thing, and that's excellence. And if you're unwilling to sacrifice and put yourself secondary to the overall collective, you're probably not choosing the right school. If you want to go chill, you want to be fairly anonymous, you just want to have a lot of fun, win a few games, maybe make the tournament, there are a lot of places you can go. If you want to be the best you can be, not just on the court, if you get a phone call from John Cook and his staff suggesting they want to recruit you, I would give it some very serious thought. It can be life-changing.
And it feels like he's been re-energized maybe by this season, this team. I think he's 62. Is that right? How much longer for Cook?
He looks 62. He's going to be turning 65 very soon.
Okay.
But he's a youthful 60. Look, we can all take inspiration from him. I'm biased, obviously, but I've watched this. I've had the box seat into the greatest show on Terraflex. And this man at the age of, 2010, 2011, 2012. So he would have been, subtract by 10, he would have been like 55, 54 years old. Yeah. And he decided that his way of doing things was not keeping up with the times. Those are some tough years. In 2008, that was his greatest job ever. But by 10, 11, 12, there were some struggles. And he reassessed and he reinvented himself when he's 55 years old. Now, who among us does that personal inventory? And he brought in sports psychiatrists, psychologists to play a much strength coaches, and a whole support team to enter his culture, enter his ecosystem, and all that is Nebraska volleyball. They help change him. They help change the culture. You bring in Michaela Fecke, that doesn't hurt either. Kelly Hunter, Kenzie Maloney, they just walked through the halls of Nebraska volleyball and just blew through some fresh air. And now I've never seen him happier, and he's earned every bit of it. And he's a different person. He's a different coach. I mean, this is just symbolic, but he doesn't stand anymore, right? He used to stand, right? He used to slap the clipboard occasionally. Well, he got some advice primarily from Kelly Hunter. You know what? When she was a player, that's not helping us. And to his credit, he listened. I mean, we all could use John Cook as an example and what we could do better, how we could reassess, how we could take personal inventory, and no matter what the age, be open to change, because there are other coaches of his vintage that didn't have a great final act. John Cook's having a great final act.
Where will he end up on the Mount Rushmore of Nebraska coaches all time?
All sports?
All sports.
Every single sport.
I think he has to be toward the top, the very top.
Bob, Tom,
and John,
Terry
Pettit,
Francis.
Yeah, Francis Allen. I mean, he's got because he's not done. It feels like, as we said, he's been re-energized, and it might be just the beginning. He might be coaching until he's 75 with his energy. Who knows?
I think, he and Tom Brady, there's no end in sight. Just keep rolling.
Yeah. Hey, John, it's been an honor to have you. You've been a great friend for so many years, and we'll continue, obviously, to play a lot of golf together. But it was great to have you on the final show.
Now, hold everything, Tommy. What's this talk about you going on having a final show?
This is it. I'm quitting. I've had enough of you people. I've had enough of you people.
All right.
All right.
I don't run the place, but what if we can get you a contract that pays you by the syllable? Will you reconsider?
Well, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Tommy,
I'm back in.
Tom Stevens, I remember when you were calling a bunch of games, which is travesty. You're not calling a bunch of games now. And everything was a bomb.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Smith from outside, a bomb. And he throws the bomb. Everything's doggone. It was a doggone warfare when you were calling a game.
Right.
If you were calling curling, it'd feel like a battlefield. I loved it.
That's right. I had Baylor listen to one of my first tapes, and he says it sounds like it's Baghdad. Everything's a bomb.
It's like Antietam out there. Anyway, Tommy, you are such a skilled professional. You are going to be so missed, and it is an absolute honor to be invited on your final show. And you will be back because Lincoln's Airwaves deserves a pro like you.
Well, Heidi will kick me out of the house within a week, so I'll have to have something to do. I'll be back.
Heidi's a great woman. She and you share one among many things: great taste in spouses.
That's right. That's right. Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
All right, take care, guys.
There's John Baylor, the voice of Husker volleyball. That was great stuff.
Oh,
Let's get to break and then come back with Wingman. I believe it is Jingle Thursday. We play the jingle. You guess we bleeped the name of the product within the jingle. I think Bock will be your wingman. 464-5685. Call right now on the Honda of Lincoln hotline to win $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. It's coming up next.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. This is Tom and Bock.
Our savings dial is peaked. The best savings are now at Supreme Spa and Pool. Luxury hot tubs up to $2,500 off or 24 months no interest. Cash and carry hot tubs from $29.99. Above ground pools from $29.99. Semi in-ground pools from $79.99. In-ground pool packages from $29.99. Buy now and save big while our savings dial is in the green. Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
Alanos businesses need reliable communication, both at the office and at home. Now more than ever. Just listen to Bill Mitchner from Lighthouse.
Before we'd have breaks in service, especially for internet, but we've never had any issues with Allo. It's always been there and available when we needed it.
At Allo, supporting your business is our business. To get your free quote and switch today, visit allofiber.com/workfast or call 402-480-6685 today.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I mean, so many things you turn on now. You say it ain't so. Miami's not playing in the Sun Bowl.
Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so. Whoa, whoa. Sorry about that, Lincoln. And everybody.
Pro Bowl here today, so you never know.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Every time we make the choice to drive, we're making a choice that could have life or death consequences. Friedman Law Offices has proudly sponsored our holiday taxi service for 30 years. This year, we're proud to partner with Z-Trip to keep Lincoln's streets safer. Between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. from December 15th to New Year's Day, you can get a free ride home if you've had too much to drink. Just call 402-474-SAFE or click Let Friedman Drive at friedmanlaw.com. Friedman Law Offices. Helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. There's a lot of CBD shops opening up in Lincoln, but Trek CBD focuses on quality above all else. Their products are from local CBD company Nico Farms and are third-party laboratory tested. They have products that can help with stress, anxiety, pain, relief, and more, and have a wide selection of Delta 8, including Serene 8. Trek CBD is locally owned and operated. Go visit Scott or Shannon at their 84th and Highway 2 location or at 27th and S, or go online to Trek CBD with free delivery. Trek CBD. CBD done right.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
If you're struggling to get motivated to work out, you're not alone, and Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is here to help. Build muscle, burn fat, and lose weight with Farrell's 10-week challenge, starting January 8th, all for a chance to win $1,000. Farrell's combines kickboxing with inclusive strength training and nutrition planning to help you stay on track. Go to fxblincoln.com to sign up today. It's the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-week challenge, starting January 8th, with 2 locations in Lincoln.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and in just a few moments, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln, will be joining us with the latest update. But before I bring Andy on, I'd like to tell our listeners about how proud I am to work with Honda of Lincoln. I like the way they provide listeners honest, up-to-date information that helps people make informed decisions about buying or leasing. Hey, Andy, are you with us?
Yes, I am, Charlie, and thank you for your comment.
Andy, what's happening at Honda of Lincoln?
We still have truckloads of new Hondas arriving daily, and there's still more than 500 new Hondas to choose from, either in stock or on the way. Plus, we have 0% APR financing available.
How about used, Andy?
One of our best selections of all makes and models, and we have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas that have special APR starting at 0.99%.
That's great, Andy. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
This is Wingman.
Son, your ego is writing checks your body can't cash.
I don't like you because you're dangerous.
That's right. You can be my wingman anytime.
Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings on 93.7 The Ticket.
We had some good resolutions, Bock, but not good enough to give away $15 in chickens.
Gotta earn it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yardbird.
There we go.
464-5685. You got to earn it, as Bock said. So it's Jingle Thursday. We play the jingle. We bleeped the name of the product. So you may not know what the actual product is, but we play the jingle. You guess it. You win chickens. Here it is.
Oh, hold on.
Take two. Here it is.
Take two.
Class attention. Forward march. Oh, I'd love to be an wiener. That is what I truly like to be. 'Cause if I were a wiener, everyone would be in love with me. A big parade is so inspiring. Oh, I'm glad I'm not an wiener. That is what I never want to be. 'Cause if I were a wiener, there would soon be nothing left of me. Oh, I love to be.
How long does this thing go on?
All good meat. Rich and complete meat protein.
All right, 464-5685. That is an old commercial. You would have to be 50 years old.
Well,
you'd be close to my age.
But
to
the
remember
jingle, the
jingle,
yeah, the commercial for sure. The jingle, I know.
That's right. The jingle carried on.
Yeah.
464-5685. Larry, what's the name of that product?
Well, yeah, I'm definitely older than 55. It's my birthday today.
Oh,
so.
congratulations.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oscar Mayer Wiener.
It's Oscar Mayer Wieners. Did you ever hear that version of that song?
I don't know. I mean, I
play it one more time.
Yeah, let's play it
We
one more
probably
time.
don't have the unedited version.
Oh, I'd love to be an wiener.
It's funnier
That is what I really love to be. 'Cause if I were a wiener, everyone would be in love with me.
All right, that's good. I bet they sold. Well, I know they did. Lots and lots of wieners because of that jingle.
Oh yeah, and was it is the Oscar Mayer Wiener? Is it a Wienermobile? Is that what it's called?
It is the Wienermobile.
Yeah, and I had the chance at one time to apply for that. I didn't quite do it, but those people make pretty good money going around.
Well, there's remember the Wiener Whistle. I think
That's
those were
right.
the Wiener Whistle. I
Forgot
think
about
those were Oscar Mayer as
Yeah.
well. And you sometimes get them as a Christmas gift. And then your parents were, why did we do that? It's terrible.
Let me ask you this. If you were single, would you go in the Wienermobile and go touring? I think you might be a hit in the city. It might be a hit and miss at times.
No comment on that one. Yeah, you wouldn't. I've always thought it's a creative art, and that's kind of what we do a little bit. Being in advertising would be fun, don't you think? Coming up with jingles. I wouldn't be good at the jingle part, but I think I could come up with some good ad campaigns.
Yeah, I should, because I say that, and then I should probably do it for a while, because you look at some of those Super Bowl ads, and they pay millions of dollars for do that, and sometimes you just go, "That's it? That's what you guys got in a room and figured out?"
It's and they must have said that. They go, you know what? We have crap, but we got to put something on, and we got to sell it to our client, saying this is the best thing ever. We have created an ad that is gold for you. But privately, they're saying that's complete crap.
That was not it.
Yeah. I think that's how that Colorado firm must have felt when they came up with Nebraska. It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I can't believe Nebraska paid for that. Although it went viral.
Yes, it did.
It went viral, but I think for the wrong reasons.
Leaning into the fact that there's not much to do here.
Yeah. And actually, Tom Osborne did sell that back in the day in recruiting.
Yeah.
That was one of his sales pitch to moms. There's not much to do in Lincoln.
I could get in too much trouble.
He's just going to play football, and he's going to study, and he's never going to get in trouble. Of course, that's not true, but that's how Tom Osborne sold it back in the day.
Yeah, a few of his players found some trouble still.
Yeah, that's true. But
it's
but he would sell parents more than anything.
Yeah.
Let's welcome in, I guess, my brother, Dan, who's calling. It says Dan S, so I'm guessing that's Dan Stevens. Hi, Dan.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Just calling to say congratulations.
And we love you, Tom.
All right. Thank you, Dan and Teresa. Thank you.
Just wanted to
love you too.
Make sure you're having a great day and
turn down your radio. You can pot them down. Thanks, Bock. Thank you, Dan. Dan and Teresa wishing me congratulations. Bock hasn't done it yet.
No, I don't think I'm going to.
I don't think he's going to. Because
I'm a little upset you're leaving.
That's right. It's stir the pot day anyway for Bock, which we decided at the top of the show, and we've done more stirring than a lot of verbal hugging so far. I prefer that. Really. I'm looking through, we're going to probably do our picks of density at the top of the hour. But a lot of these picks will involve potential playoff teams that we don't know. I mean, there's so many people there's so many teams in the AFC that could get to the playoffs. You got the Dolphins, you got the Ravens, you got the Raiders, you got the Chargers, all at 8-7. Each team obviously has a chance to get to the AFC, that final spot. Right now, the Dolphins hold a slight lead, but there are 7 teams within a game of each other. There are 9 teams within 2 games of the wild card spot, that last spot. Who are you taking of those?
Oh boy, it's going to be fun, and I've complained to a degree about how they've added the 7th playoff team, right, where it kind of allows a team that's probably not very good to get in, but it does make it more exciting down the stretch. And so I mean, it's going to be fun. There's a lot of good matchups. You almost are having to make your choices on certain teams, like the Dolphins. The Dolphins have won 7 in a row. They haven't really beaten anybody. But you can beat anybody on any given week in the NFL. If they beat a Derrick Henry-less Titans team, then they're already in a playoff basically, because they have to win out and they'll be in. So it's just kind of cool how some of this stuff is setting up, and a lot of these teams still in the hunt. I think the Chargers are dangerous. I think if the Chargers get in, we've seen them play and compete with the Chiefs, and I think they could top them in the postseason. So that would be my fear if I'm one of the top end teams in the NFL or in the AFC, I should say, that's getting in, is a team like the Chargers getting in. You kind of hope for maybe Baltimore. Baltimore seems easier, So I mean, there's just certain teams they'd love to see the Dolphins get in, as much as I just propped them up about winning. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see how all this plays out, and some teams control their own destiny.
Yeah, you got the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Raiders, the Chargers, all at 8-7. Then a little farther down, you've got the Steelers 7-1, still a chance. The Browns and the Broncos are 7-8. It feels like one of those years where you could just get a New York Giants type of story with Eli Manning getting hot, and that happened twice. This is going to be fun. The playoffs are going to be really fun. Of course, the college football playoffs as well. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Want to mention there's a winter storm on the way for New Year's Eve. We could get a bunch of snow. Didn't have a white Christmas, but it looks like a white New Year could happen. You don't like it?
I hate snow. I'm even waiting. I like snow before Christmas. Gets me in the Christmas mood. After that, no. I'm out on snow.
Then you and Mark Onweiler would not get along. He loves winter.
What the heck?
He embraces winter. He just does.
I've got a buddy that just that's his favorite thing is to have hot cocoa and the heater on and watch a movie.
You can have hot cocoa in the summer and just turn on the air conditioning.
It's like, yeah, but don't you want to also move around outside and not hate every second of it?
I'm sorry. I don't like winter.
I'm not a fan.
I just don't. If I can't play golf, I'm pretty miserable to be around, especially for a long period of time. Let's get to break. Come back with our picks of density. It's on the way.
You're listening to Tom and Bock. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
A fairly pleasant seasonal Thursday on the way. We'll top out near 40, sunny skies and a south-southwest wind at around 10 to 15. A low tonight of 20. We'll see a high of 33 tomorrow, but falling afternoon temperatures as our next storm system approaches. We have a winter storm watch already in effect for Friday night into Saturday. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Holiday parties don't have to be the same thing year after year. Why not spice it up with something new? Craft Axe Throwing is a great option for groups big or small, with 13 throwing lanes, a stock bar, and plenty of TVs to create a perfect evening out with your friends, family, or coworkers. Reserve your party today at craftaxethrowing.com, and while you're there, make sure to stock up on gift cards to give out for the holidays too. Call today at 402-802-9696 or head to craftaxethrowing.com.
Our savings style is peaked. The best savings are now at Supreme Spa and Pool. Luxury hot tubs up to $2,500 off or 24 months no interest. Cash and carry hot tubs from $29.99. Above ground pools from $29.99. Semi in-ground pools from $79.99. In-ground pool packages from $29.99. Buy now and save big while our savings style is in the green.
Supreme Spa and Pool.
TrekkCBD.com.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. There's a lot of CBD shops opening up in Lincoln, but Trek CBD focuses on quality above all else. Their products are from local CBD company Nico Farms and are third-party laboratory tested. They have products that can help with stress, anxiety, pain, relief, and more, and have a wide selection of Delta 8, including Serene 8. Trek CBD is locally owned and operated. Go visit Scott or Shannon at their 84th and Highway 2 location or at 27th and S, or go online to Trek CBD with free delivery. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, sewer and water underground repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. That's Select Plumbing at 402-560-6197.
Happer and Schaefer.
They don't do the small things. Like, that's the other thing that is really tough with this team specifically, is that while they have talent in some areas, they don't do the stuff that doesn't require talent, which is boxing people out or hustling to get back on defense in transition. I mean, those are things that don't require a star level.
Right.
They're just things you have to do to be competitive.
You need them.
Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're talking, they will hear you. Every single time.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah. 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Sponsored by SAMHSA and Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is Tom and Bock, coming at you live from Coppell Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Tom Stevens.
You know, we failed, but I thought it was a great effort. I thought that the plan was laid out perfectly.
Jake Bockoven.
I'm not sure I get my point across properly. I'm sure I don't do a good job of explaining what I mean.
Tom and Bock starts now.
Feels like Bock is up to something in the other studio, and I don't like it. I don't like surprises. I guess I'll just have to deal with it. We will have our picks of density within the next 10 minutes or so. Some really good games in the NFL. My Vikings take on the Packers. Got the Chiefs and the Bengals. That should be a very good game. Dolphins, Titans. Got the Rams, the Ravens. Cardinals playing the Cowboys in the NFL. Of course, we'll pick the playoff games as well within the next 10 minutes or so. But Box Tops, we have yet to do that. We've kind of pushed a few things. There were some surprises in the show that I didn't know about. So we pushed some things around, some segments around, but that's okay. Let's do Box Tops now, Jay. Anytime you're ready.
All right. Well, we got a few certain things to play here, so we're not going to play the music, but Box Tops is underway. Our top 10 Tom moments are just things that we generally remember about Tom. Let's start with this one. This one from Jake Sorensen gave me this idea. So see if this rings any bells.
Baseball in KC.
Yeah,
Kansas City.
I love this song. Go ahead.
In the field and at the plate, they owned the AL West for many years. Whitey led the way. Freddie Patek, Hal McRae.
The 1980 pennant brought a royal cheer. I'm talking baseball. Willie Wilson, George.
So your Kansas City baseball rants, and Jake Swartzen said it's specific. Your Ned Yost rants.
Oh, I hate it. I didn't like Ned Yost. I thought he was in, the dugout watching the Cartoon Network half the time and not paying attention to what he should be doing. But Ned grew on me. Of course, a world championship helped. And Ned, obviously, a big part of that. But yeah, that reminds me of our daily Royals rant. That was fun. We used to carry the Kansas City Royals on this station. And then they got good, and other stations, well, you want it now. You didn't want them when they were bad.
Yeah.
But then they got good, and you wanted them. We had them when they were bad to mediocre to really mediocre to good to championship level. Those were some great memories.
Oh, yeah, and especially for the station. They'd come through and, they'd bring certain players along. It was just cool. We'd go out and see Terrence Gore or something and hang out
Gordon
with them.
would come by the station all the time,
Yeah.
obviously a big part of those teams. But, yeah, we would go to signing day ceremonies. I remember Gary Michaels we did one year from his shop, and Alex Gordon was there, and they brought the whole announcing crew. It was great. Joe Goldberg, I believe, was there. That was fun.
How about the bus trips to Kansas City? We'd get the listeners.
I never went on those.
You never went on one?
I missed
those. Were sweet.
Did you get thrown up on?
I did. No, I did not get thrown up on. But I do. I think I went to 2 of those, and those were sweet. And of course, we covered the Cubs and different teams over there. The Bulls before the.
All right.
So a lot of cool memories there. Let's go to number 9. And it's been mentioned, especially by Rico. The fact that your friend group is something I'll remember. Barry Swanson, who we've never known if he's real or not.
Barry Swanson is real. He has a tailgate party. It happens underneath the viaduct all the time. Listens to this show. Big fan of the show is Barry Swanson.
But nobody's confirmed through 10 years that he does exist.
These guys have met Barry Swanson, and they still insist that he doesn't exist.
What's your other friends? I don't even want to say the guess of one. You mentioned the other name. It sounded like we're cursing. One of your friends you went to Florida with.
Oh, a dog?
Not Doug.
Fiala?
I think it was
Bishop,
yes, and you guys call him Bish, and I don't feel comfortable saying that. I don't think that's what you could call somebody.
That's what everybody calls Bishop. Bish.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So I think your friends are always fun.
Yeah.
Let's go further down on the list. Golf league, if you remember bogeys and stogies or any sort of golf thing that we've done. Obviously that's you. I mean, that's your
and
thing.
Jake's a big part of that.
Oh
too.
yeah,
we have the golf league, and that's been so much fun. The golf league has been around for 10 years, and it keeps growing. This year was the biggest. We had 20 groups this year, and that was by far the biggest they've ever had at Woodland Hills. So it tells you the ticket continues to grow.
Yeah, and hopefully that'll continue, and maybe we can still convince you to go play some golf. I think that won't be too hard.
That'll be that'll be tough. That'll be tough.
How about number 8 on my list is your marriage. We all remember we bring it up sometimes, but man, was that cool going to New Year's Eve, your reception, you had the band there. It was just there's like a lot of different. I mean, when I think of New Year's Eve, that's the type of atmosphere that I think of, and it was just very cool for all of us to be invited and to party with you on your big day.
I'll tell you what, Heidi and I were a little worried because parties on New Year's Eve don't always work. And especially when you bring in the band, sometimes it gets like wedding bands. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, because, some people want to talk and others want to dance and hang out. This really worked. And Hell to Pay, my buddy's band, they were hesitant because they've done a few weddings and they don't always turn out great. This one was a great party.
Yeah.
That was such a great time. And everybody was there and everybody was happy. I mean, it was the best night really of my life.
Yeah. Some people say that for their wedding and have to maybe think about it. But yeah, that was a very cool night. So I had to put it on there. And obviously Heidi's great. So, you're gonna have to not bother her too much as you get more hours to bother her.
That's right. I'm gonna have to find something to do to not annoy her.
Yeah. Number 7 on my list is the games that we went to, whether it was the baseball or the basketball games just this past year. There's certain people that are just really into it and are fun to watch the games. I've said it about Lanny in the past. Lanny's an incredible watch party type of guy.
Man, he's intense.
Yes. And you're the same way. Going to games with you, if you care about Husker sports and you watch a game with yourself, with Tom, it really bleeds through. It feels like your energy is matched. Whereas sometimes you're just hanging out with friends that kind of, here and there, good at grab a beer, whatever.
Yeah, we're pretty close. We have really good seats, and so we're really close to the floor. And sometimes you hear me if you're on the floor or if you're the coach of the Nebraska basketball team. I've yelled for timeouts more than once, and Tim Miles in particular has looked at me like I had three eyes, and because he knows who I am. And I love that about him. He at least acknowledge me that he wasn't going to call a timeout just because I wanted one.
And that's the goal, is to get acknowledged at some point, right? Right? For everybody that heckles and yells, that's what you want.
Yep.
Another thing on my list here, I did want to mention just how thankful I was for your inception and reception of me coming back and doing a show with you. I'd kind of drop down to very part-time and just come in whenever on an unnamed basis after being full-time a few years ago. And so, I know there was some probably talk behind the scenes about, hey, who can we pair this guy with? And is it worth bringing him back? And I think that you probably stood up and said, yeah, I can make that work. And I think we have had a wonderful show, and I can't be, thankful enough for that.
Oh, it's been fun. I mean, you are just a natural as far as, sports are concerned, even sports you don't like. You have a pretty good understanding of them, but your knowledge of college football is really, really good, and the NFL and the NBA. It's easy to have conversations about sports every day with you. I hope people have enjoyed it, because I really have. It felt like even with a 3-9 season, this season flew by for Nebraska football, and I kind of hated it to end because it was fun breaking down the Big Ten every week with you, and I'll definitely miss that.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get you on at some point. We'll have to do some more radio together, but that certainly softens the blow. How about this one? Here's some specific memories. Well, one is that for some reason I still don't know this station when I was years ago, my first run, they made a T-shirt with my face on it.
Right,
I'm not sure why
they did,
and I don't know if you still have that, but I always remember you telling me that sometimes you go to bed with that shirt.
If I did, I apologize for that. But
I didn't know how to feel about it. I don't know.
No, I bought a couple of different Bock T-shirts were really selling big.
Yeah,
for a while with you and Welch, you guys were very, very popular, and you might have been the popular person. Like, you were always picked one or two when we would pick teams for bowling, even though you can't bowl worth a crud.
That's right.
I mean, he's a lousy bowler, but he was always picked because people wanted Bock around, and that's just kind of what Bock is. You want him on your team.
I'm glad you brought bowling league. I mean, bowling leagues or karaoke Christmases, those type of things in the past where we've been able to hang out with fans. Those have been incredible as well. Yeah.
Played on the basketball team. I wasn't a part of the basketball team.
Oh, yeah.
But you were the shooter on that team. You didn't make a lot of them, but you shot a lot of them.
I'm not thinking. People still will tell me that I shoot Bock bombs, which is awesome. It was made out of our rec league team that just kind of came out of nowhere, and
I like it. I still love the Bock basketball story where you guys managed to lose a game where you were up 2 possessions in less than 3 seconds.
That's correct. And I can't remember if that was the same game where we played 5-on-4 or not, but we lost a lot of games, so they all kind of blend together.
And it's good to know that Bock got his fair share of technicals.
Yes,
you were teed up quite often.
I was teed up. We surprisingly, the 93.7 The Ticket team has been teed up several times in the past. Another one that I wanted to mention was this past year, the Chick-fil-A remotes that we did.
Those are fun.
Chick-fil-A is awesome. Thank you to Chick-fil-A for having us out there. And it was just really cool. I mean, to kind of go out there, promote. It seemed to work very well for both sides. And it's just, every Tuesday it was something to look forward to, get out of the office, get out of the studio, so to speak, and just kind of go get chicken too after the lunches afterwards were just as good.
That was it. I mean, we had great conversations about sports, and then we got to eat afterwards. What was better than that?
Yeah.
It was a fun, especially early in the season when it was really warm. It was fun, but even late in the season, we got really good weather. They treated us like kings, and then they fed us at the end of the show. Those were fun.
Yeah, those were sweet. Just 2 more things here. I'd probably switch them around, but I have audio for the last ones. But one of my favorite members, we both mentioned that at our Christmas karaoke parties, we've come home as winners before, and I believe yours was on Santa Baby.
That's right.
Was that correct?
That was Santa Baby. I did a rousing Madonna-like performance that brought down the house. But what got me to the finals was King of the Road.
Oh, yeah, you had to go to the semifinals, basically.
Well, that's what kind of won it. Santa Baby won it for me. because it was really sexy. It was the way I sing it is really good.
The room really heated up.
But it's like American Idol. You have to advance to the next round to get to the finals.
Yeah.
And I was in the running at that point with King of the Road. I thought I nailed King of the Road.
And obviously it's kind of surprising because if you've listened to us, we can't sing at all. We've tried that on air and it doesn't really work.
We are horrible singers.
But we've both been able to entertain at least once or twice at a Christmas party.
Yep.
And then the last one I wanted to mention on the list, we do have the audio for this one. There's a lot of talk in hindsight about how things didn't go right at Nebraska. Tom saw the Mike Riley hire for what it was from day one.
That's lipstick on a pig. This is not the hire that Nebraska needed right now. You might as well go Scott Frost if you're going to go with a risky hire. And this is a risky hire. I know he's rebuilt, Oregon State at times. He's not sustained it. And he was in line for a big coaching job, which he didn't get at USC in 2009. He's been a hot name for a while, but he's 61 years old. I would rather have Nebraska's a tough job. We can all agree on that. You need energy. You need a guy that is like this, maybe in personality, to unite the fan base. A nice guy. I'm all for that.
Riley has energy. I'll guarantee you're going to
go hire Captain Kangaroo then, if you want a guy with good energy. And I'm sure he's watched a few football games.
Wait a second. Okay,
I think he's dead. I think he's dead.
That was just one of the all-time moments I'll never forget is you learning on air that Mike Riley was the hire and you just couldn't.
Well, we had our hopes so high.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Tressel. We were believing that Jim Tressel was a possibility. And he was older than or about at the same age as Riley.
Yeah. Oh, I'd still take that hire way over Riley.
We were excited. We'd convinced ourselves that Tressel was a possibility. And then you're given the name Mike Riley. And you're going, no, make it stop.
A lot of people were out there Googling Mike Riley, but for you knew kind of who Mike Riley was. So immediately you just know, no. And I did the same thing, not on air. But I remember looking down at my phone and just cursing because I knew that we were in for years of what ended up happening. Now, maybe it could have predicted different records there, but that was not a good hire.
And we in the Calabrasca movement and all that stuff, we tried to convince ourselves that there were good things about it, as we always do. With any coaching hire, we try to talk ourselves into it.
And why wouldn't you?
And you drink the Kool-Aid ultimately, and that's what we'll do every single season because we're Husker football fans and we're always going to have hope. But Mike Riley gave me no hope.
Oh yeah, that was a tough one to learn for me.
It was fun though doing impressions of him though.
Yeah. In the iCourse 3000, there's a lot of good memories over the years.
Yep. There you go. Should we get to Mitch or have anything more? You have more memories?
Just one quick, not necessarily a memory, but one quick teaser. We're doing a lot of past, but in the future, obviously we're doing these emotional shows here. The tune's going to change at 3:00. That's when DP is going to announce the new lineup. So if you're wondering where all these guys are going, we're kind of ushering out the door, and then at 3:00 the news comes, and I'm very excited. One of very few people to know the lineup so far, and I'm not going to spill the beans. You're going to have to wait till 3, but it's very exciting days ahead for the ticket.
Yeah, well, it always will be for the ticket. I mean, we've talked about it before. We lost Mike Welch. We were managed to replace the great Mike Welch, and we love Mike Welch or Brett Kane, or Lenny Holstein.
Adrian Fiala is the biggest.
Adrian Fiala is the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
he's at the very top. He's the reason we started this station. So. We've always bounced back because we hire people that are talented like yourself. I mean, don't forget, Connor Happer was an intern.
Oh, yeah.
Lenny Holstein was an intern. I mean, a lot of Jake Sorens. I mean, they've all done. You did it a little bit. So there's a lot of guys in the bullpen that can pitch at a high level. And you'll see this thing. I think why I'm most excited about name, image, and likeness. I've mentioned this before. It's because of the talent they can bring us.
Oh yeah.
And it will.
It opens it up.
You're going to see it open up with some very talented announcers. In some cases, they don't even know they're that good. But I've heard them on our station already. And this station will continue to groom talent and continue to be viable and have edgy, great sports talk because, we have great people doing it. I mean, Sip and Jake are still the most popular show here.
Oh yeah. What a great show it is. 5 years running.
Yeah. It's red hot. So we're not going anywhere. That's for sure. Let's get to Mitch Sherman of The Athletic. We'll talk to Mitch about some Husker football stuff coming up.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. This is Tom and Bock.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, sewer and water underground repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. That's Select Plumbing at 402-560-6197.
Hey, buying a used vehicle sucks, and the biggest problem is who can you trust? Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto out here at West O Street in Lincoln. Here's what customers have told us they want from us. They want transparent pricing with no games. We have all of our pricing on our website, plus a Carfax report. We don't want to buy a lemon. We include a 3-month warranty on all of our vehicles. We don't want to play games. Just make it simple. You saw that with non-commissioned salespeople. Can you trust us? Just check out our Google reviews. Again, this is Carl from Price Right Auto in West O. Check us out at pricerightauto.com.
You're listening to Tom and Bock. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.
Holiday parties don't have to be the same thing year after year. Why not spice it up with something new? Craft Axe Throwing is a great option for groups big or small, with 13 throwing lanes, a stock bar, and plenty of TVs to create a perfect evening out with your friends, family, or coworkers. Reserve your party today at craftaxethrowing.com, and while you're there, make sure to stock up on gift cards to give out for the holidays too. Call today at 402-802-9696 or head to craftaxethrowing.com.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Sponsored by SAMHSA and Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Our savings dial is peaked. The best savings are now at Supreme Spa and Pool. Luxury hot tubs up to $2,500 off or 24 months no interest. Cash and carry hot tubs from $29.99. Above ground pools from $29.99. Semi in-ground pools from $79.99. In-ground pool packages from $29.99. Buy now and save big while our savings dial is in the green. Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
A fairly pleasant seasonal Thursday on the way. We'll top out near 40. Sunny skies and a south-southwest wind at around 10 to 15. A low tonight of 20. We'll see a high of 33 tomorrow, but falling afternoon temperatures as our next storm system approaches. We have a winter storm watch already in effect for Friday night into Saturday. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to Tom and Bock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Final segment. Period. Final segment. Actually, we have two segments.
We got two left.
We got two left. Mitch Sherman will join us momentarily from The Athletic, and then we'll bring in the guys, Nick and Rico, for the pregame. We haven't talked much about Oklahoma, but it was kind of cool seeing Mr. Stoops, Big Game Bob, on the sidelines last night.
Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it. It's kind of almost nostalgic. I know he's only been gone a few years, but it's really cool to see him back on the sideline. I really was hoping that he would take the job altogether. But of course they went with Brent Venables, and it's all relevant enough because Nebraska's obviously welcoming Oklahoma to Nebraska to Memorial Stadium next year. So I guess they didn't quite have a great year. They're going to be under Brent Venables, defensive minded, but as far as we know, if it's Brent Venables helping that defense, they kind of went with the opposite guy approach, didn't they? They went out and got the longtime defensive guy instead of the offensive wizards. But if they have Caleb Williams in there and their offense looks anywhere similar to what they've had over the last several years, and then throw Brent Venables defense in there, in a few years that could be national championship type stuff right there.
Yeah, I was really hoping that Caleb Williams would transfer to USC and Nebraska wouldn't have to face him next year because that guy's really, really good. But they will as we bring in Mitch Sherman of The Athletic. How is Oklahoma do you think, how are they going to look in the next couple of years with Venables as the head coach in your mind?
Well, I haven't checked Twitter in the last 20 minutes, but based on your conversation there, are you expecting that Williams is going to be back, or did he make an announcement that he's coming back? Because as of last night, stop me if I'm reciting old news here, he's uncertain.
Yeah.
And much about how Brent Venables' first few teams are going to look, I think depends on that decision that Caleb Williams has to make. Because if he's back, then Oklahoma is a national championship contending team. I think they don't take much of a step back, despite what we've seen as far as player exodus from that program. I mean, there has certainly been some talent that left in the wake of Lincoln Riley's departure, but he's recruited so well over the years, and I think Venables will recruit well, and he'll get some of the guys back, or already has, who made decisions to leave right after Riley stepped out. But look, if they're starting from scratch at the quarterback spot, then that's a different story.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity, for all of the teams that get Oklahoma next year, especially those in September, like Nebraska, to potentially pull an upset.
How surprised, Mitch, are you with all the players? Of course, Garrett Nelson, Chris Olave, Haskell Garrett have all pulled out of the Rose Bowl. There's a number of guys that have, Kenny Pickett, Kenneth Walker III. How big of a problem is this going to be for college football going forward?
Well, if you start to have players pull out of the college football playoff, I think it becomes a real problem. The other games, they are what they are. They're exhibitions, and especially when you're Ohio State. And really the only goal that you have as a school is to play for a national championship, to win a national championship. I mean, the Rose Bowl is a great thing. And, for generations, it was the ultimate prize for Big Ten schools, but that's just no longer the case if you're Ohio State. And, these guys, I think, would be playing if they were in a semifinal tomorrow. But, that's not what the Rose Bowl is. It's a great end of the season prize. So much prestige and history, and it's a feather in the cap of Ohio State to be able to play in that game. But again, it is not the national championship, and I understand why guys like Olave and Wilson and others are doing what they're doing because of how much money they have to make in the months ahead. What one misstep, one sprained ankle or worse can cost those guys millions of dollars, and that's no different than it has been for a number of years. But this is just the trend in college football, and it's the reality with so much focus on the college football playoff. The other games are going to mean less. And in following along with the feelings that our Ohio State people at the Athletic have. Look, this is an opportunity to see some of the young talent at Ohio State. You take out Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, and you put in, Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, you're just bringing another 5-star in to fill in those spots. And I think in some ways that excites the fans just as much as seeing those stars play a final game in the postseason. So, I mean, look, yeah, if you're Pitt and Kenny Pickett's not playing, that's disappointing. But for the most part, I think we just kind of have to accept this is what college football is, and these games that are not for the national championship are probably forever going to be missing the star players.
Well, and college football is certainly going through a trial period as the kind of break in this transfer portal, the NIL stuff. Is there something that can be done to move kind of maybe the coaching movement, the coaching carousel, maybe even move back recruiting day to make these bowl games? I mean, a lot of these teams are playing without their head coach for the whole year, so it's really just hard to get into some of these games. Do you think there's something can be done scheduling wise to kind of bring some of that back?
The biggest thing is probably, like you mentioned, Bock, to do something with the signing date. There's just been this convergence of change in college football, and the sport as a whole was hesitant for a long time to move up the signing period or to change the signing period. And then right when it did, and you had December instituted in the couple of years that followed, all of a sudden there's this seismic change with NIL, and we've had this trend of players leaving early and opting out of bowl games. I think because of all of the other changes that have taken place over the last 2 to 3 years, they need to take a hard look at that December signing period and say, is this the right thing for everybody in the sport? And should they move it back to the first week of January? Should they move it ahead and just have a signing period in the summer months before the senior season for prospects? I think that might be a wise thing to look at. December is tough because there's so much going on in December with opt-outs and with coaching change. So to throw the recruiting period, and it's not like we say early signing period, but it is the signing period, as I think everyone expected it would be when they went from February to December as the first opportunity to sign. There are not a lot of players who wait around until January and February. December is now the time when recruits sign, and it's such a it makes for such a chaotic couple weeks once the regular season ends until you get through that signing period because of everything else that is converging in those moments. So I think taking recruiting out of the mix, either moving it up or moving it back slightly, would be not a solution, but it would be something to alleviate some of the bottleneck that occurs at that time of year.
He's Mitch Sherman of The Athletic, joins us every week. How much chance does Michigan have of beating Georgia in your mind? They're a 7.5-point favorite. Is Georgia?
Yeah, look what Michigan did to Ohio State, and I don't think Georgia has dramatically better talent than Ohio State. I think they're fairly equal teams. Georgia's got a better defense. Ohio State has a better offense. So Michigan comes out with the kind of energy and the kind of game plan that it had in that game against Ohio State. I think it can go toe-to-toe with Georgia. And both of these teams are strong on the defensive side. I would say Georgia's the best defensive team in the country, even after what happened when it played Alabama. That was an off day for sure. And there was more motivation on the side of Bama in that game. Georgia knew it was in the playoff no matter what happened in that game. And, while of course they wanted to win the SEC, it's tough to match perhaps the intensity of what Alabama came into that game with. And now Georgia is no longer in that position. Of course, everything is riding on this game. I think they'll bounce back, but I think Michigan can do. I think this is a better matchup for Michigan than it would be if the Wolverines were going against Alabama. And maybe that's what we'll see in the final. But I don't think Georgia runs away with this game. I would probably pick Georgia to win, but I think it's a competitive game, and I think Michigan hangs around and can give Georgia everything it wants.
And the other semifinal also fascinating, Alabama and Cincinnati. Do you think a Cincinnati victory would help those that want a bigger expansion of the playoff? Because, you would say, hey, these matchups can happen all the time. Or do you think it would help those that want to stick to a 14 playoff to say, hey, fine, look, this is what you wanted was a non-power 5 to get in and get a chance. And here they are. They'd have their chance. They took advantage.
It's a great thought.
Yeah, I think it would do more in on the side of expanding the playoff, because Cincinnati got in through almost like a magical set of events. If Cincinnati hadn't played Notre Dame at Notre Dame and won the way it did and then had Notre Dame finish as the 5th ranked team with just one loss, and to have, other teams from the Big 12 and the Pac-12 and the ACC fall the way that they did, Cincinnati doesn't get in. There's 6 or 7 things that all had to line up for Cincinnati to get in, and they all worked out for the Bearcats. So that's not going to happen every year, even if Cincinnati goes out and beats Alabama tomorrow. So, I mean, the playoff is going to expand one way or the other. But I do think that the argument, it would be a better argument if Cincinnati wins tomorrow for the faction of people who want the playoff to expand. Either way, it's going to happen. It's coming in a few years.
Yeah.
So I don't know that it necessarily matters what the outcome is tomorrow for that discussion.
When they do expand, do you think that helps the Bulls expanding the playoffs, or does that make them even more irrelevant?
The Bulls that aren't involved in the playoffs,
right.
I think it's the same. I don't think it's much different. I mean, sure, there's going to be even more focus on the playoff, but really that's what it is now. This postseason is it's all just a very, it's all just an afterthought until you get to those 2 games tomorrow. I mean, sure, if you're Oregon or Oklahoma or you're Iowa State or Clemson, yesterday was important. It was nice to have your 3 hours in the spotlight, but nationally, people are just sitting around and waiting for these 2 big games tomorrow. And, if you have a playoff and instead of having 2 games, you have 7 games, as you would in an 8-team playoff, then, or, you have 11 games in a 12-team playoff, it's going to add emphasis on all of those games. I don't think it does much as far as changing the attention that's given to the secondary and 3rd-tier bowl games.
He's Mitch Sherman of The Athletic, at Mitch Sherman on Twitter. As we know, Nebraska needs to hire, or at least name, a defensive line coach. They need to hire a special teams coordinator. They need to hire probably a running backs coach. Which of those is most important to you?
Oh, the special teams coordinator, just because of how we've seen that play out, that 3rd phase of the game play out over the last 4 years. I mean, how many games would Nebraska have won if it had just been average in special teams? I think you can count 2 or 3 just in the 2021 season. Is that the difference between a 3-9 season and a 6-6 season? That's probable. And having a coordinator who doesn't have responsibility with another position and can be solely focused on getting things shored up with your coverage teams, with your return units, with your specialists. Not to say that that's the the magic solution to fixing special teams is just to bring in a dedicated coordinator. I mean, it's going to still take work. It's going to still take some time. There's going to still be some trial and error and some steps back as you move forward. But it's a big step in the right direction. And I think without that, Nebraska isn't doing all that it can do without making that decision to go with the special teams coordinator. Nebraska is failing to do all that it can do to turn this thing in the right direction in 2022. So it's essential that they have that position as part of the coaching staff. And I think it's headed in that direction. Yeah. I mean, there's a defensive line coach on the staff in Mike Dawson, who has coached that position, who has coached many of the players at that position and has a relationship with those guys and understands the defense and the way that Nebraska's defense has trended schematically in the past year or two. It makes complete sense. It's a natural move to have Dawson coach the front 4. And then you have an outside linebacker or nickel position that Eric Chenander, as the coordinator, has worked intensely with over the past couple of years. And in addition to that, if you have Bill Bush joining your staff as that 10th assistant coach, as the special teams coordinator, he has experience with outside linebackers and safeties, the exact spot that you would worry about getting lost in the shuffle. So I think there's a very natural solution to what Nebraska needs to do on special teams and on the defensive side, and then you have one more spot on the offensive bill with a running backs coach, and that also is an important hire. But I'd put special teams at the top of the list.
Mitch Sherman of The Athletic. Mitch, you've been a guest for a long time on the show, one of our most knowledgeable. You can feel like you can ask him any question, and he'll come up with a great answer for you. Been a great guest over the years. This is the last time I'll talk to you for a while, but Happy New Year. Thanks for the time for these many years.
Well, thanks, Tom. Happy to do it, and Happy New Year to you too.
There you go. Mitch Sherman of The Athletic, at Mitch Sherman on Twitter. Let's get to break and finish out with our picks of density and the pregame. We'll cram them both together.
There we go.
Yeah.
You're listening to Tom and Bock. Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
A fairly pleasant seasonal Thursday on the way. We'll top out near 40. Sunny skies and a south-southwest wind at around 10 to 15. A low tonight of 20. We'll see a high of 33 tomorrow, but falling afternoon temperatures as our next storm system approaches. We have a winter storm watch already in effect for Friday night into Saturday. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Look around your house. You don't really have any room for Christmas gifts. Things are stuffed into closets, and your garage is a mess too. For a unique gift this holiday, call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for their Christmas organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that will be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. Storage options for cabinets, monkey bars shelving, or slat wall. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638. That's 730-1638.
Hey, buying a used vehicle sucks, and the biggest problem is who can you trust? Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto out here at West O Street in Lincoln. Here's what customers have told us they want from us. They want transparent pricing with no games. We have all of our pricing on our website, plus a Carfax report. We don't want to buy a lemon. We include a 3-month warranty on all of our vehicles. We don't want to play games. Just make it simple. You saw that with non-commissioned salespeople. Can you trust us? Just check out our Google reviews. Again, this is Carl from Price Right Auto on West O. Check us out at pricerightauto.com.
If you're struggling to get motivated to work out, you're not alone, and Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is here to help. Build muscle, burn fat, and lose weight with Farrell's 10-week challenge starting January 8th, all for a chance to win $1,000. Farrell's combines kickboxing with inclusive strength training and nutrition planning to help you stay on track. Go to fxblincoln.com to sign up today. It's the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-week challenge starting January 8th with 2 locations in Lincoln.
One-on-one with DP.
What's been the difference? I think it's a system that I formed for myself. And it didn't start here. Like we've talked about my history, you know, I've played with Michael Porter and Trey Young, and I've played with these guys, you know, and I started playing basketball when I was 8th grade, and I was the tallest dude, and I've just accepted it. I've learned to be okay with it, and I've just made it work for me.
Weekdays from 3 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
You're listening to Tom and Bock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Should we take a quick call, Bock? Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, is Tom Two Toes there?
That's me, Tom's Two
Hey,
Toes.
Tom, it's Lee, one of your golfing buddies.
Yeah.
Just want to wish you happy trails, bud.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. He is a longtime golfing buddy, Lee Chapin. Shorty, we call him.
Yeah, we call you Two Toes.
That's right.
Yep.
Like, I think that's Lee started my nickname, which I only get with my golf buddies, and it's been shortened to Toes. But I don't know how it started, but something like Tommy Two Tones. You remember the band, Tommy 867-5309. Lee, I don't think has ever heard of Tommy Two-Tone, so he just called me Toes. I think that's how it started. But thanks for the call. Appreciate it, Lee. You're the best. He's the man. The studio's getting crowded, Bock. You've got Jake Sorensen in here. My wife is here, Heidi. It's almost like there's something happening. For something.
People are gathering everywhere.
It makes me nervous. It makes me very nervous. There's Mark Onweiler. He's got a mic in front of him. What's going on? What's happening?
I'll go first. Tom, it's been a fun time having you here. You know, you and me were here from the get-go. Yep. Obviously, you were on the air right away since day one. I was just an intern for a year. I was just, the punk back there doing everything I had to do.
Still kind of a punk.
I am still kind of I'll always be a punk to a certain extent.
One of our favorite punks.
Yeah, one of the best, one of the favorite ones. But we've seen a lot. You and I have been here for a long time. Bock's been here for a long time. Mark's been here for a long time. We've been here for longer.
Not that anyone's keeping score over there.
Everyone's keeping score.
These guys are day ones. We're losing one of our day ones. So you'll be the last.
I know. It'll be the last day one here. We've had a lot of great times in the golf course, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
And in the stands, watching different events. You and I both have had some meltdowns in the stands and on the golf course. But it's one
of my favorite meltdowns ever. Jake Sorensen in the stands. It's a Minnesota game. And this guy is wearing a Husker jersey or uniform and clothing. But he's cheering for Minnesota, openly cheering for Minnesota. I thought Jake was going to get in a fight with this dude.
I was not happy. But you guys have great seats. You guys are, really good seats. I don't like seeing the opponent in the good seats. It really bothers me, and I got really pissed about it.
He was yelling at the guy.
And
the
Tom's
whole time.
like, "It's easy. You take it easy, Jake." I said, "No, I don't. You guys have great seats. They should not have better seats than you and me."
Those are great memories. Yeah, those are great memories. Hanging out. We've gone to football games. You've seen me at my best and probably mostly at my worst.
I've seen both. Both sides. Both sides for sure.
I tend to get a little emotional at both Husker football and basketball games. I'm working on it. Okay. In case you haven't heard the story as well, when I had my second heart attack, Jake took me to the hospital. It happened here at the station. But he doesn't go to the emergency room exit entrance.
Wait, I don't know if I know this story.
Yeah.
He takes me through the front door.
I have an excuse for that. I'd never done it before. I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I just went to the hospital.
I'm had to walk.
I could barely breathe, so I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah.
You stopping at the visitor center? What?
I went to the front of the hospital. I know where the ER was.
We go to the check-in area at the front desk with this nurse sitting there, and there's this guy who's probably 80 ahead of me making time with the receptionist.
He's just talking. I'm like, hello. He's having a heart attack.
Can you point me towards the heart attack department, please?
And I was like, heart attack.
Tom was like, he was waving.
So we finally get up to the second floor. Jake's there the whole time, and thank you for that, Jake.
I'm sorry for the delay.
Do you remember?
Jake's taking you through the line, and it's like, we need to fill out your insurance and your eye color, your height.
Right.
It's like, you'll be fine. We just got to fill this out.
I'm sitting down in the emergency room, and the siren goes off.
That's right.
And because I'm thinking, Jake, I think I'm feeling better.
No.
And the siren goes off. I go, that guy over there must be in trouble.
And they all come into your room.
No, it's you. No, it's you.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry I took you to the wrong place, but I'm glad we got you there in time, regardless of where we went initially.
It's better this way. We have a story we can share on
there
the
was
air.
better drama the way I did it, right?
Yeah, that's better. I could have died, but that's okay.
It's all for the story, though.
Now we know
All for the
about
story.
future situations. Sorensen's not the driver.
I know where the ER is now.
Okay,
at the hospital.
He's well trained now.
I went to the wrong area.
That was great.
But I was there.
Nick,
he's making fun of my hand
Tom,
motions.
Tom, man, I'm late to the pregame / goodbye thing, but I kind of put it on Twitter as well, though. I mean, back in when I was 15, so a little over 5 years ago, I job shadowed you and Hap, and like I said on Twitter, you guys were the reason that it solidified my want to go into sports broadcasting, because you guys made it so easy, so fun. And I thank you guys every day, because I watch from afar, I learn from afar, and definitely not the end of talking to you, because I want to stay in touch, all this, learn a ton from you.
Oh,
and, we appreciate it. Big
we got more golf to play, Tom. This is not over for you.
This is not over.
I mean,
but one of the things, we've known for a long time how talented Sorensen is, and Bock is, and Mark is with the production skills. But
he
what
didn't
makes
say your
me,
name, Nick.
Well, that's what I'm
Or
getting
Rico.
to. I'm getting to. Nick and Rico make me very confident. In fact, I know that the station is going to be great because he's basically Nick. Rico is a little farther down the road, but those guys are kind of where Happer was just a few years ago. And I'm very confident they're going to be where he is now down the road. And to see that's the whole fun. It's the process, right? It's the coaches talk about it all the time, the process of it. And I think where the ticket is going, sky's the limit. I mean, it's going to get better from where it is now. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, Tommy, T-Bone, 8-track,
T-Bone,
Butterknuckles.
yes, T-Bone.
Butterknuckles is one of my favorites.
You like to give a lot of credit to Adrian Fiala for being the backbone of the station, and there's truth to that. But I mean, you deserve that credit as well. You know, I mean, without you coming in day one and guiding us through a lot of eras of the ticket since then, but really day one, what did people tune in to hear? It was you and John, you know, and you have been that glue since that day. 11-2. It didn't matter what else was happening with our lineup. Tom Stevens was there from 11-2. Unless you were having a heart attack. But otherwise, Tom Stevens was there.
And then we made a promo out of it.
And then we made a fake movie. You know?
You made a promo. What was wrong with us? We are sick. We were sick.
It was so tasteless and so brilliant.
Look, you signed off on it. I don't know if you were still medicated or not, but you signed off on it.
I'm pretty sure it was my idea.
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to say, because I've produced a lot of shows since I've been here. I had never had more fun than producing any Tom Stevens show, because you had so many ideas. You had so much fun with it every single day. You came in with what you wanted to do. We had so much fun doing those shows, creating those bits, bringing them to life. Whatever was in your head, my job was to bring it to life.
And you always knew what I was talking about, despite how stupid it was.
Well, that's what like whatever we had between us, it worked, and able to turn that into, and I like I said, I never had more fun than creating your visions and bringing them to the radio.
Can we play one more time the iCourse 3000? Was it the 3000 or the 2000?
It was the 3000.
We
upgraded. Yeah.
Remember the Barry Sanders 3000? We had that.
The tackle bot.
The tackle bot.
Yeah,
that was great. There's so many things we could have played today. It feels like the show has just flown by. But this is, I mean, an example of what Mark would do on a daily basis.
Well, you want the iCourse 3000 that we played with Gene Peck earlier, or I like the
road trips.
I like the road trips
Okay,
along with Riley.
Play that one. Play that one.
Road trips.
Play that one.
All right, we'll go to
The
day,
choo-choo.
Yeah, that
Choo-choo
was
train.
good. Let's play this day 4 one.
Play
Let's
that
say
one.
they're getting old.
I'm hungry. What's for lunch?
You're always hungry.
Hey, Sean, it says the rest area is 1 mile ahead. I need to pee again.
I told you to go when we stopped for gas.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Hey, you think the moon is made of cheese?
How have you survived this long?
I like cheese. Provolone's my favorite.
Gruyere for the win.
Are we there yet?
No.
Hey, let's play some tunes. Brought my tape. In spite of ourselves, we
Why?
end up sitting
My
on the
lyrics.
rainbow.
For the love of Tom, do not play that song again. A person can't sit on a rainbow.
But what do you want to listen to, Sean?
Barry Manilow is the optimal musician. I like to get my groove on.
Oh, Mandy, you
La, la,
came
la,
and you
la, la,
gave
la,
without
la, la, la.
taking. And I sent you away.
I love you, Sean.
Wow.
You're making me miss Sean Eichhorn somehow. I don't know how
That's incredible.
That was great stuff. And you would say it to Mark and you would give it to him, and it would be better than you thought it could have been. So I miss you.
We're not eulogizing me. We're eulogizing you. Don't do this.
I think it's, just we're a family, and that's never going to go away. I'm crying right now. It's mostly just tears of laughter from the memories that I've had today and sharing some of these experiences. I'll miss you guys. You guys are all like brothers. And even Nicole, seeing Nicole, sisters now. I think you're going to see that be a theme on the ticket. And I thank DP for that because he's broadened our horizons. He's taken the station farther in a very short amount of time than I thought it could go. I mean, he and Foreman are obviously great together. He's great by himself. But I have every bit of confidence that Mark and DP and Rico and Nick and Jake, obviously Jake and Sip have a beautiful thing going in the morning. But this thing's only going to get better. There's no doubt. And I'll probably be back heckling you for a job.
Can I get that in writing?
We'll see you next week, Tom. We'll see you next week.
I'll be back on Monday. So
Enjoy the long weekend.
there you go.
Yeah.
Should we try to do our picks of density in like 2 minutes?
Yeah, let's give one last picks of density. Rico's
Can
got
I
one.
can I say one thing?
Okay, say something, Rico.
Tom, my first memory of you. It's a weird memory, but my first memory of you was when I was interning here, and I was coming, once a week from Kearney, and I'd never seen you before. People always talked about this Tom Stevens guy, but every time I got here, you were already gone. And people kept calling in, "Where's Tom? Where's Tom? Where's Tom?" And I had no idea. I was like, I don't know. And then finally one day, Mark comes back and he goes, "Hey, by the way, if you get any phone calls about Tom, he had a heart attack, so he's not going to come in for a while. But just tell them he's taking a vacation." And I'm like, okay. Like, I'd never met you before, but I was like, oh, I felt so bad. I was like, oh, Tom, I really hope he's okay. Like, oh, my goodness.
A quick heart attack story, of course. I have the heart attack, and it happened at my home, and the ambulance gets there, and I'm blue, and they have to use this new thing called the Lucas device to revive me. And nobody ever survives for a heart attack in their home. It's a 20-minute drive to get to the hospital. I was blue, as Heidi would tell you, when I get in there. It was a kind of a miracle that I survived it. And I come back to life and I open my eyes. Heidi's there and I go, "What happened?" She said, "You had a heart attack." And I said, "Really?" "Yeah, you had a heart attack." Must have been the baked potatoes. I was eating baked
excuse.
And they knew right there because they were worried, is the brain working? And then right away they knew, it's just the old
the
Tom.
baked potatoes, the hot dogs. There's just so many things you're not allowed to eat.
They were very worried that the brain had shut off, and it had.
But Tom, thank you so much for all these years and everything that you've done for the station. I've learned a lot from you, and I'm very grateful to have worked with you for the couple months that I was producing your show. It was fantastic, and I've learned that I should really take notes on a piece of paper, and it might help out a lot more. Maybe steal somebody's.
I wouldn't
good pens.
change.
Stay old school, baby.
I would not.
Old school.
Don't change one thing about yourself, Rico. You're
You're amazing, Tom. You're fantastic.
Thank you. Let's do the quickest. Picks of density in the history. I want all of your picks.
You got time.
Yeah, honestly,
Okay.
You got time. It's your day. You can go into our show. It's fine.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
happy.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Happers took like 20 minutes of our show. What do
Yeah,
I
we
say?
cheated your last show.
I'm never leaving.
Take everyone's show. You're fine.
That's right. I'm going till 6. DP, go home. Let's do our picks of density to round out the show. And I want Jake.
It's time
Okay,
now
go ahead.
for
Go ahead.
the picks of
There you go.
density.
Because it's the best. A destiny.
Wait, it says density on here.
On your density.
Oh, I get it. Because your picks carry a lot of weight, right?
That's some heavy shit, man.
All right, let's roll with it.
The picks of density.
All right. 7:20 Sunday night NBC. The Vikings 7-8 take on the Packers at 12-3. Green Bay going for the top playoff spot in the league. Packers 6.5. What do you think, Bock?
In honor of Tom, I'm picking the Vikings
Yay!
to cover, not win, not win.
I'm taking the Packers.
I told Tom I would text him and keep in touch with him every time the Vikings win. So
That's
then
right.
I was like, wait, I don't think we're ever going to talk again.
Hey, here's the thing, Rico. You need to watch Bock and make sure he doesn't change that board.
I will. I'll make sure that stays that way.
He's going to try to change that number that he won the season
We'll
series.
keep your record up there.
Kansas City, Cincinnati. Kansas City, of course, has won 8 straight. They're 11-4 versus Cincinnati. Really hot, the Bengals. It's noon on CBS. Chiefs have won 8 straight. What do you see?
What a game that is. Go Zach Taylor. Go Joe Burrow. That guy's is better than what we got, right? I mean, we're going to still cheer for Burrow, but Chiefs win.
I'm going to take Cincinnati. They're at home. Cincinnati needs to win. Then they're at home. What do you think, guys?
I think Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Vikings, Packers, by the way, you two.
Packers.
Sorry, Tom.
I picked the Packers
It'll be a
as well.
close game, though.
All
You guys
right.
beat them the first time. Vikings already beat the
Give
Packers.
me the
this
Vikings and give me Houday, Cincinnati,
All right.
baby.
Oh, this is good. We'll go around the horn. Dolphins, Jake is here. Are they for real? 8-7, won 7 straight versus the Titans, 10-5. The Titans are 3.5-point favorite. It's at noon on CBS. Jake.
We are bucking trends that are bad. The Dolphins, since 2017, are 1-11 in games below 50-degree weather. It's going to be 38 degrees in Nashville. Take the Fins. We got it. 24-20. And we're going to beat the Patriots next week on a 9-game win streak. And we'll see you all in the playoffs.
I'm thrilled that we heard that stat. Go Titans.
I'm going to take the Titans.
How dare you?
Tell your friends.
What are you going to take?
Tighten up, baby. Dolphins are garbage.
The Dolphins. I would say the Dolphins playoff starts now, but it started 7 weeks ago, and they're 7-0, and they're going to 8-0. Baby.
Let's go! Look at us go!
Let's go!
I got the Rams at 11-4. They have won 4 straight versus the Ravens, who have lost 4 straight. The Ravens at 8-7 in that cluster of teams in the AFC that could make the playoffs. What do you think of this game, Bock?
Boy, I need the Rams to lose so my Cardinals, if they'll ever win again, can still win that division. But I think it's going to the Rams' way, so I think the Rams are gonna win. And heavy. I mean, I think that's a Super Bowl type team.
I have proclaimed the Ravens as dead, and I will stick with that. The Ravens are dead. No playoffs. They lose to the Rams. Ravens are donezo. Bye.
I agree. Rams are victorious.
I think so as well. The Ravens are really beat up. What do you think, Rico?
Lamar Jackson was back at practice. He was limping hard, but he's going to get back.
No.
He's going to get right. And the Ravens are going to go through the Rams.
All right. Got the Cards. That's Bock's team, 10-5.
Limping.
They are limping. They have lost 3 in a row, and no DeAndre Hopkins for the rest of the year versus the Cowboys, who have won 4 in a row. Bock.
I just don't want anybody else to get hurt. The Cowboys are hot. They're going to win that game. The Cardinals continue to go down, but maybe they get J.J. Watt and Hopkins back for the playoff run, and that'll make a difference.
The only good news is you're already clinched for the playoffs because your team is sucking bad right now. Cowboys by 14 in this one.
I'm going to take the Cowboys big as well.
I'm going to take the Cowboys at 5.5. What do you think?
I don't think Lil Mighty Mouse can do enough. Give me the Cowboys.
All right. I'm just throwing this in so we can have an even 10 games. I'm not excited about it at all, but Washington State takes on Central Michigan in the Sun Bowl tomorrow. Washington State 7-point favorite.
Chippewas.
Yeah, better name goes Chippewas. Let's go Central Michigan. Light it up. Go Mac.
I go Washington State. I want to win.
I'm going Washington State. Rico?
Give me Wazoo Old Crimson, baby.
Me and Bock will ride the Mac. It's fun.
That's right.
All right.
Power 5 team struggling.
Just a couple more before we get to the championship games. Number 9, Oklahoma State, 11-2 versus number 5, Notre Dame. Should be a good game. Notre Dame, a 2-point favorite in the Fiesta Bowl. What do you think?
It's kind of weird to say who wants to be there. Ohio State struggled to, Oklahoma State, obviously a yard away from probably being in the playoffs. Notre Dame, I think, refound injury. And I'm going to stop. But Marcus Freeman's coaching, so that's what I meant.
I think both teams are actually not very good besides the rankings. I'll take Oklahoma State to win by 3.
I'm going to go Notre Dame. I don't expect Notre Dame to miss a big step. They like Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman seems to have those guys ready to play.
I'm buying.
Irish.
Okay, you like the Irish. I like Oklahoma State and that defense. New Year's Day, and Rico likes
Oklahoma State's defense is elite. Notre Dame's, breaking in a new coach. He's been there, but, it's still a new head coach. Give me the Pokes.
All right, on to the meat of the weekend. Number 4, Cincinnati, 13-0, 2:30 Cotton Bowl versus Alabama. And Alabama, a big favorite, 13.5. What do you think?
What a story it would be if Cincinnati does pull it off, but, I think if you ask me Alabama or the field for the playoffs, I'd take Alabama.
But 13.5?
Give it to me.
Give it to him.
Bama wins, but they do not cover. I think Cincy makes it a 1-score game, but they fall just short as to the group of 5. Bama by 6.
I think Bama wins by 17 or more.
All right. I'm going to go with Cincinnati to cover. I don't think they'll win the game, but I think 13.5 is big. And I think they're coming off an emotional high. They don't have rat poison back to fall on right now. I mean, some of the great stuff that Saban tries to utilize to motivate his team. Finally, we've got number 3, Georgia, number 2, Michigan. Of course, both teams at 12-1, but Georgia, 7.5-point favorite. It's tomorrow on ESPN, the Orange Bowl. What do you think?
I think the Dogs are ready to get back out there and prove that they belong in the championship contention. And I think Michigan's been smelling their own smells for a while now after their big wins over the last.
Smelling their own smells.
That's right.
That sounds disgusting.
It's been a bad bowl season, so why not just have another SEC title game because this season has been bad for bowls. So I guess Georgia wins by 10.
All right.
I'm actually going to take Michigan.
I like Michigan. I think Michigan. It's probably a bad matchup with that defensive line against the running game of Michigan, but I've just got a feeling about Michigan, and that's a lot of points, 7.5 with Georgia.
Tom skipped me on the Cincinnati, Alabama.
Oh,
run.
sorry about
It's
that.
okay. The SEC remains winless. in bowl season, Cincinnati and Michigan.
Hey, South Carolina won today.
Why did we
need
you? Why
Let's go, baby. Bearcats and Wolverines.
All right. Good stuff, guys. You guys are all like brothers. I love you to death. And I'll see you around the block.
Oh, yeah.
I'll definitely see you.
Oh, absolutely.
We're playing we're playing lots of golf next year.
Well, lots and lots of golf for money.
You're gonna need to have to train Sorensen because he's gonna have to go against Jay Foreman
I'm
in
not
golf.
scared of Jay. Jay has no chance against me.
Actually, next week, Jake and I are going to a simulator so I can get him even in the cold weather.
Can't tell you.
Can't tell you. It's top secret.
Wow.
We tell you, but we'd have to kill you. Maybe you'll be invited to something.
No. I don't need to be invited. I'm just curious where a simulator
You want to be invited.
We'll let you know eventually.
No, I really don't need to know where it's at.
We'll tell you. We'll tell you whether you want to know or not.
That's fine. Perfect.
I'm leaving. Happy New Year, everyone. Be safe if you go out and party. I don't think I will. You, Bock?
Oh, yeah, I'm always partying.
Like it's 1999 again?
Oh, my favorite year.
Look out for Bock if you're on the roads. I mean, he drinks sometimes one beer. It's crazy.
We love you, Tom.
Happy New Year. Love you
Tom.
guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
This is your high school minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Rice. In the Boys Basketball Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament, Lincoln Northeast got a win over Lincoln Southwest in overtime, 65-61. Lincoln Pies the 10th won over Lincoln North Star, 54-29, to advance to the championship. They will face off against Lincoln Northeast. Lincoln High would exit the tournament after losing to Fremont in overtime, 61-51. In the girls' side of the tournament, Fremont won over Lincoln Southwest with a strong shooting